All right. All right. Hold up here. I think what's it called? There we go. My fan is a little messed up. And hold up here. Hold up. My green screen's a little. Is it messed up or is it? I think we're good. Okay. Here we go. All right. There we go. Yeah, my green screen was a little messed up. All right. What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream. Today we got a great show for you guys. A lot of awesome stuff to talk about as I play live stream director. But what's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I hope all of you guys are doing good. I know I'm doing great. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Lots of stuff to kind of recap and go over. There was some big news that dropped yesterday. Kind of just like discussing all sorts of stuff. So we need to go over that. We need to go over yesterday's news. We need to go over today's news. There's a bunch of different stuff to go over and get hyped about, man. So I'm actually looking forward to it, excited. But let's first start off with the shout outs, like always. So shout outs to everybody that's here today. Appreciate you guys. Shout outs to everybody that's coming through. Let's first start off with my man Dior. What's good, Dior? Welcome to the stream. Cyber Taurus as well. What up, Cyber Taurus? Sabatoas in the house. What's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Shout outs to the Roundtable Ninjas. You guys know the deal. Appreciate you guys like crazy. You guys are goated. Thank you guys so much for coming out to tonight's stream. All right, let's see here. Kevin is here. Steam Deck Lex. What's up, Steam Deck? General Zamora says, your opinion on Brock Purdy $256 million contract. The 256 number doesn't matter. The only number that matters is the 181 million guaranteed. And in terms of per year, he's like 7th. So it's actually a pretty team-friendly deal. That's the going rate for a good quarterback. So it's actually pretty team-friendly. So it's not a bad deal. All right. Let's see here. Let's continue on with some more shout-outs. All right. Next up, we've got... David V. What's up, David V? Life will change as well. What is good, guys? Welcome. Josh Arcana. What is good? Leaf Storm Blaze. Tokyo Game Show is September. Glenmore Legister is here. What's up? Yo, Gibby SG. Thank you for that. Elite Ninja Tuning Tier Pledge. Hey, yo. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Welcome back to the Tune In Tier Squad. Hey, yo, let's go. Thank you so much for that Tune In Tier pledge. Appreciate that. No Sai. What's up, No Sai? Do stream earlier. Haven't been able to watch late night ones live. It's all good. I've been doing earlier streams for this week so far. We've had most of my streams have been earlier. So yeah. Let's see here. Purdy is lucky 49ers QB room has been poverty for years. They have no other choice. I mean, you look at that. That has nothing to do with the QB room being poverty. That has nothing to do with the QB room being poverty. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with his actual on-field actions. If he didn't have the numbers and stats and what he had, he wouldn't have gotten the money. They would have let him go. Or they would have traded him. Like we've seen many other quarterbacks not get paid that have put up somewhat decent numbers. So it has nothing to do with being poverty. If you look at his numbers are all top 10 in the NFL over his last 3 years. There hasn't been many better quarterbacks than him, and, you know, he's been one of the best by just numbers. If you're going just off the numbers, he's been one of the best. So it's nothing to do with him having no other competition or anything like that. It's more to him actually performing up to the level. So yeah, that's really what it comes down to. I mean, how many good quarterbacks are there in the NFL? There's like truly like, oh my God, that guy's incredible. There's like 4. There's like 3 or 4, like legitimately. There's Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes. That's it. Outside of that, everybody else is just like, okay, hey, look, take what you can get. But there really isn't. Oh my God, everybody's so good. Like that's not how it is for quarterbacks. So you got to take what you can get. To be honest, nah, he's not a $40 to $45 million quarterback. Not based off the going rates. Not based off the going rates, because he has better stats than Jordan Love. He has better stats than Jared Goff. He has better stats than Dak Prescott. He has better win percentage and rates than all those guys, and all those guys make more than him. You know, how about Trevor Lawrence? He has better stats than Trevor Lawrence. He has better stats and winning in percentages than a lot of guys, and all those guys are getting as much as he's getting or getting paid more than him. So, nah, he's not. You can't pay him that amount with what he's put up. It just wasn't possible. And if you didn't pay him that 53, somebody else would have paid him 50 million. You know, he would have got 50 from somebody. Somebody would have paid him that. That's just how it is, man. That's just how it is. It's just how the market is right now. The going rate for a quarterback. Dak Prescott got $60 million. How many Super Bowls has Dak Prescott been to? 0. How many conference championships has Dak Prescott been to? 0. How many playoff wins did Dak Prescott have in 10 years? I think 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he got $60 million. So yeah. And listen, Cowboys have had teams. They've had good teams over the years. It's not like it's just been Dak doing it all by himself. He's had receivers and running backs and a great offensive line. So, that's just how it is, man. And that's completely false in terms of him not shown to be clutch. In terms of clutch, you know, yards, fourth quarter touchdowns and all that, he's also top 10. He's one of the best. It's just you don't watch the games. You just look at ESPN or something, or I don't know what you're doing. I'm not sure what you're doing, but you're definitely not watching the games. You're not watching the games. As a Niner fan, I know. Trust me, if there was something wrong, I'll point it out. I'll be like, no, that's not worth the money here. I'll say it. I'll say the truth. I'm not just saying it as a blind fan. I'm saying as somebody that's watched every single Niner game since Brock Purdy's got into the league, and watched pretty much every game he's played. You just have to pay him. There's not much you can do. And the Niners were lucky to get him at $53 million a year and $181 million guaranteed. Like, somebody else would have paid him more. Like, legit, if they just said, hey, go somewhere else, somebody else would have paid him, would have paid him that amount or, slightly less. It wouldn't have been much less than $50 million. Considering they're paying Trevor Lawrence. What the hell has Trevor Lawrence done? They're paying Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott got like one playoff win in a decade. Like, no Super Bowl appearances, no conference championships. They paid him $60 million per year. Okay. So yeah. Did you see Microsoft shutting down Call of Duty Warzone Mobile and taking away the game from 90 million player base? Is kind of crazy. They're about to sell microtransactions with these games. I didn't see that. I didn't see that they're doing that. What's going on there? Let's see here. Cyber Taurus with the $10 JOJO.
I send up a little cheer every year the Cowgirls get knocked out of the playoffs or don't even make it in.
Oh, man, it happens, man. It happens. Yeah, but a lot of people actually don't watch 49er games but want to comment on how 49ers play. And, like, it's just like, I watch every game. I've seen Brock Purdy play. And, yeah, like, his stats and all that, like, his yards, his everything, like, you got to just pay him. Like, you can't really just not pay him. Like, you can't just let him walk. If you let him walk, somebody else will pay him. So it's like really nothing you can do, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even really he's worth that. It's just that's the going rate for somebody who's done what he's done. It's more like that. That's just it's more that is what they are paying people. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it comes down to. That's what they're paying people. So yeah. Now if Jordan Love and if Jared Goff and if Dak Prescott and if all these guys that didn't deserve in the 50 millions were making 40 something million, then you'd have a point. But it's not based off of, oh, well, he hasn't won a Super Bowl. Nobody's won a Super Bowl. There's only been 2 guys, Jalen Hurts and Mahomes. Those are the only, and Stafford. There's barely been anybody in the last how many years that's won. So it's like, there's not really anything you can do. You just have to pay him and hope for the best. That's just kind of how the NFL, and like the salary cap's going up. So that deal in 3 years from now, that deal's going to look great when guys are making 70 something, $80 million a year. So, hey, what's up, party man? Welcome. Let's go. Steam Deck Lex with $1 dono. Shout outs, man. Thank you for the $1 dono. Appreciate that. This is Ultra Combo. Please play Killer Instinct Gold main theme. Stay off NSO. Get body Saberwolf. All right. Using the broken characters. um, let's see here. Killer Instinct. Gold. Main thing. All right. Thank you so much for the $1 dono, Mr. Steam Deck Lex. Shout outs. Appreciate that. Roger Enhart. Thank you for the 3 months. Being a Seahawks fan, I pay close attention to what y'all doing down there in the Bay. Yeah, so you've seen Brock Purdy play. He's actually pretty good. I would say he's a solid quarterback. Like, he's not, oh my God, like the greatest quarterback, but he's a solid quarterback. And in today's market, that's just what he's worth. So yeah, like his numbers aren't mediocre, you know, Joshua. Like his numbers aren't mediocre. Like they're good. He has if you look at his numbers, they're very good. So you go look up his numbers, then come back. Go look up his per NFL rankings for his each 3 seasons that he's played, and then come back. So it's not even like he's mediocre. He's actually, like I said, he's a top 5 quarterback in like a ton of stats over the last 3 years. Then he's a top 10 quarterback in almost everything. So it's like, what do, you know? Marquise Barclay, what's up, man? Shout outs to the stream. Appreciate that. Thank you for the tune in tier pledge. He's good. Alex Smith-esque. He's passed up Alex Smith in almost every single way. Alex Smith also never actually led a team to a Super Bowl. Alex Smith got close, but he never actually did. Alex Smith's also never been, I don't think Alex Smith has ever been like a 4th in MVP voting. Like Alex Smith just hasn't came up to that level. Not quite. So not quite that. Because Alex Smith has never been a real MVP candidate or like MVP like voted or anything like that. Let's see. Casual News says, glad you're on tonight. Did you have a good day with your family? Yeah, today was good. Let's see here. Is it true that FF7 is not a game key card? Guys, they have not detailed if FF7 is a game key card or not, man. I don't know why people keep on saying it is or it isn't. Like, they have not said anything about it. There's, like, literally zero news. All right. Okay, Joshu. Name 14 quarterbacks better than based off of stats better than Brock Purdy. You said he's top 10 to 15? Let's just put him at 15. Name 14 quarterbacks better by stats. Let's go. Let's see how much you actually know football. Off the top of your head, too. Not just, don't look it up. Off the top of your head, name 14 quarterbacks better. Go ahead. The Casual Noob. What's up, Casual Noob? Emmanuel Earthbound. What's up, Emmanuel Earthbound? Chrono Rig. Just wondering if there are any videos for Bungie stealing art as Scumbag Company. No, I didn't make any videos stealing that. So, yeah, no, never did. Because there was no point. Never had a team Purdy had or coach. I guess it takes a good team and good coach to actually be a good quarterback. I mean, Kansas City has Andy Reid. They had Travis Kelce. They had Tyreek Hill. They had all sorts of great players on the team. Oh, my God, that defense is incredible, too, right? I think it actually takes a good team and a good coach to win Super Bowls. I'm pretty sure that's what it takes to get to the Super Bowl. I've never seen a team make it to the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl that doesn't have a good team or head coach. Like, that's never, like, for the most part, not happened. Usually you have to have a good team and a good head coach to make it to Super Bowl or to win a Super Bowl. But unless you know guys that just won Super Bowls with trash players around them, go ahead, let me know. Let me know all the NFL Super Bowl champions or quarterbacks that have just been killing it with terrible players around them and terrible head coaches and terrible defenses. Let's see here. All right, take it easy, Roger. Thanks for coming out to the stream, man. I appreciate it. So yeah, OJ definition. Okay, so oh my God, you are a moron. I did not ignore Nintendo Switch 2 VR. I literally tweeted about it today. Nobody ignored it. I literally tweeted about it today. So we're just gonna ban you, bro. You're not here for actual discussion or anything like that. I literally tweeted about it today, and it was one of the topics that we're gonna go over. We just started the stream. Just get off of my stream, man. Freaking weirdo, dude. Nintendo, the definition of Nintendo fanboy, ignoring the... Are you dumb? Are you freak? I'm so sick and tired of people like you, man. I'm so sick and tired because the problem that I have, like I said, with people like you, is that you guys think that every single thing that happens is some type of knock or it's like some type of ooh. Like, you're literally dumb. Your parents are probably related. like, seriously, I'm not gonna be nice to you guys anymore. Screw you guys coming into my stream and just calling names. Your mother and your father are related. Your sister is definitely really close to you in a bad way, and you have mental health problems. You have mental, like, you are remedial, bro. You are like legitimately remedial. Like, I'm so sick and tired of you. Like, you're just these dumbasses that have no respect for anybody. You take video games way too seriously because you've got nothing else going for you. You come into my stream every night talking, and I'm so sick and tired. I can't even get through just chill on a Friday without this dumbass coming here every single stream. I'm sick and tired of it, man. Like, y'all just leave me alone, okay? Stop making sock accounts. Leave me alone, or I swear to God, I'm gonna go through my YouTube contacts and find where the hell you are, okay? Like, legit dead ass, Seven. Like, just leave me alone, bro. You've been coming here with multiple accounts, okay? If you fuck with me another time, I'm dead serious. I'm gonna freaking go through my YouTube contacts. I'm gonna find where your ass is, all right? So leave me the hell alone. God damn, bro. Like, I'm so sick and tired of you guys. Every day, every single thing is some type of name calling. I swear I beat the hell out of you. Just leave me alone. God. Anyway, moving on. I swear, I'm so sick and tired of this dude. He coming here on banned accounts every single time. I'm sick and tired of you, bro. Stop trolling my stream. Stop coming back here. Stop coming here to troll. I swear, you want to troll. We want to escalate this. We'll escalate this to the next step. I'm not a punk, okay? So just freaking leave me alone. Stop coming here with your sock accounts too. Like, seriously, this is harassment, bro. You coming here calling names and being like a complete weirdo every time. Move on with your life. Stop coming to my stream, or I swear, you keep messing with me, I'm gonna mess with you, bro. God, all right. Moving on. I'm so tired of this guy. I banned one of his accounts. He comes back with another one. He comes here and calls names every single time. I don't understand this dude. Move on. Like, he's been trolling me. He sits there. He trolls on Twitter. He trolls on YouTube. He doesn't even look at what I post. I literally made a tweet about the VRR thing. I don't really care that much. I don't even know how VRR works 100%. Like, it smooths out frame rate, whatever. I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. Like, I had my PS5. There was no VRR forever. Then they updated it. But I literally made a tweet about that today. So say ignore. That's stupid. I have a bunch of topics that we're going to go over today. That was on my Twitter page. Nobody ignored anything. You're an idiot. Like, it's right there. Look, nobody ignored it. Unfortunate VR, and I usually go over stuff that I post on my Twitter. We're gonna go over Red Dead. We're gonna go over the free updates. We're gonna go over the Pokemon stuff. We're gonna go over this fake Smash satire stuff. So I have a bunch of stuff that I talk about on topics that I always go over from Twitter. So leave me alone, and I mean that, because he's been like stalking me. Leave me alone. Do not come back here with another account. I'll know it's you. Seriously, leave me alone. Okay? Like, like, I've had enough of this dude stalking me. He's like stalking me. He's like stalking other people on my other users. This guy's a complete weirdo. Get off of my stream and literally do not come back. And if you do, I'm dead ass gonna go through my YouTube contacts. You think that check mark means nothing? You think that check mark on YouTube means nothing? It means something. So leave me alone, okay? Seriously, like, this is harassment. Leave me alone. All right, moving on. So I just gotta spend some time on that guy, because he's been coming back with multiple accounts, and like I said, this is stalking, bro. Leave me alone. All right, let's see here. Jonathan Sullivan, thank you for the tune in tier pledge. I appreciate it. This man thinks I'm a punk, dude. I swear I'm not. Like, leave me alone, dude. Last warning, leave me alone before I actually escalate things. Like, it's just video games, okay? This level of name calling and stalking, like, that's not funny. Like, I've banned you at least like 6 or 7 times. So just get off of my stream and do not come back. Like, and I'm serious, okay, man? Good. Have a nice Friday. All right, let's see here. Moving on. He says, this 7 guy's very likely banana guy's goons. I don't care what he is. I need him to leave me alone. That's what I need him to do. I need him to leave me alone. He's, like I said, I've banned him multiple times. He keeps on coming back, calling names and like stalking, acting all weird, challenging people in the chat. Like, you're not tough, dude. You really want to do this? You really want to go this route? We can go this route, but you're like stalking now. You're acting really weird and goofy, and you're stalking people in the stream. You're stalking me on my stream. You're acting super weird. You're calling names. You're just being a complete little punk. So like, I'm just gonna say, like, I don't feel like dealing with it today. All right. Okay. That's the last time that I'll address that dude. And like I said, if you come back here with another account, I'll know, because I'm gonna go through YouTube, okay? Because you're stalking. This is against TOS. All right, shout outs to Jonathan Sullivan. Thank you for the tune into your pledge. I appreciate that, man. Shout outs. Let's go. Let's see. I'm still waiting for your stream games to buy before they become rare. Waiting for your Steam games. Steam games. What does that mean, casual noob? Let's see here. So how does Switch 2 emulation work? What do you mean by Switch 2 emulation? You mean like the Switch 1 games? I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it emulates it through the hardware. It doesn't play it natively. Let's see here. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Ralphie. Sorry for the cursing, guys. Sorry if kids were watching. Sorry for the cursing. I don't mean to curse or nothing. But this guy, like I said, man, I've been trying to be nice, and this guy's just been coming back with different sock accounts, and this guy's been trolling not only me but like other users. He just comes here to be argumentative, like he's playing a complete prick. So it's like, and like I said, I've banned this dude a couple of times now. He's been here ever since the whole Steam Deck video. He's been here crying and whining and complaining. So it's like, you know, I like to have dissenting opinions. Like, you don't have to agree with me or not, but you can't just rush in here where we start the stream. We're just chilling and just start, you know what I'm saying? Like, start calling names out of nowhere. This is Nintendo fanboy. He ignored VR. No, I didn't. Literally, I had it on my Twitter page, and it was one of the topics that we're going to get into today. What are you talking about? The news just broke today, or yeah, earlier today. It was this morning. We just started the stream. There's a lot of topics to go over. Like, I can't stand people like that. Like I said, if you come back to my stream, bro, I'm gonna escalate this. So stay off. All right. I'm sorry. I gotta put out threats like that, but I gotta use my resources if you're gonna sit here and stalk me like this. Like, get off my stream and don't come back. All right. Anyway, moving on. Let's see here. I'm sorry. I kind of went off on that dude. My bad, bro. It's always funny because, like, whenever I go off on someone, I'm like upset, but then I like calm down. I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't have went off on that guy like that. We should have just banned him and said, "Move, let's just move on." But I'm tired of that dude, bro. Like, I'm so sick and tired of that dude. Matt with the tune into your pledge. I appreciate it. Thank you for the subscription, Wingman. I appreciate the subscription, man. He says, got me thinking about life. Sorry, guys. My bad. I don't mean the cussing and all that. Kids watch the show. I'm sorry. Cyber Tours with the $10.
My daughter was walking by and asked, "Why is Player Essence mad at you?
Oh,
what did you do?" Ha, ha, ha.
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to cuss like that in front of the kids, man. That's bad of me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. My bad. It's just, man, there's only so much you can. That's the same, dude. Only so much you can take, bro. Like, I'm so sick and tired of these weirdos, man. Like, it's literally just the from a Steam Deck video. It ain't even like I did anything wrong, bro. He's just upset from a damn Steam Deck video. From the stupid banana guy that sat there that lied throughout the whole thing and was salty over a freaking video about the Steam Deck. Steam Deck ain't even worth being upset or angry about. Imagine being upset or angry about a system that has sold 3 million. Like, damn, it's a Wii U level flop in terms of system sales. Like, imagine being upset or worried about a system that's barely anybody has. Like, who cares? The Steam Deck is not anything important, and it's sure as hell not something to where you're trolling somebody for freaking a month and a half because they made a video because they sold a Steam Deck. Like, because I didn't even say the Steam Deck was bad. Freaking just because I said I sold it for a Switch 2. Like, that's what got this dude salty and calling names, because I sold a Steam Deck. Who cares? It ain't that big of a deal. Like, what a loser. What a loser. That's what he's upset about. That's why he's calling me names. That's why he's trolling, because I sold my Steam Deck. That's it. Like, what a weirdo, dude. Oh my gosh. But I can't be sitting here getting upset over some 3.4 million selling system. Who cares? Like, it ain't that big of a deal. Yo, Ninja, fam, anybody getting body that Capcom Fighting Collection? Shout outs. Steam Deck fanboys stalking others, not surprised at all. Steam Deck fanboys are the worst. But seriously, like, the low sales ever since that video, or ever since the sales numbers came out, they've been absolutely crazy at times, bro. Like, just been absolutely crazy with some of the stuff that's been happening. So yeah, whatever, you know. Because they didn't want to put GTA 5 on Switch 1. That's the reason why it's not on there, because they didn't feel like it. The joke was digital Steam games will never be rare, so I'll be waiting for a long time. LOL, sorry, I thought the joke would help, but maybe it's a good joke. Oh yeah, okay, got you. You should have said Steam, like PC Steam, then I would have known. I'd sell my Steam Deck for a white one. You'd sell your Steam Deck for a white one. What are you, racist? Let's see here. Just gotta keep moving. Stiff arm these haters. Yeah, my bad, guys. Let's keep it moving. Let's see here. I sold my ROG ally and I do it. I'll bleep and do it again. I'll bleep and do it again. What's up, Mr. Black? Welcome. Shout outs. Forget that bum. Hey, yeah, I know. Seriously, forget that bum. Let's do the JoJo Friday. We had 2 JoJos. We're gonna get at least 1 JoJo Friday in here. Let's do it. Shout outs, guys. Thank you so much for the JoJo on the JoJo Friday. Cyber Taurus with 2 of them as well. Starting off. Also, we've got a 10-minute overclock or 15-minute overclock. Next one up at 30 on there as well.
Overclock Buster!
So I guess we can start out with that news. Let's start out with the VRR news. So Nintendo has confirmed that Switch 2 only supports VRR in handheld mode and not in a docked mode. So you're not going to be able to get the VRR stuff in docked mode like you can in handheld mode. So for example, like if there's a performance mode that's targeting 40 frames, I think that would, I don't know if that'd even work on the docked mode. Like you can still get, you know, the smoother frame rate or smoother performance that the performance mode offers, but you might not get some of the stuff with the VRR with the handheld mode. So Nintendo did confirm that today. Let me double check on here. They did confirm that today though. Let me see. Nintendo notes that VRR helps games move seamlessly by preventing frame skips and flickering. Arcade Archives Ridge Racer 2 is the one title that specifically mentioned making use of the tech. Nintendo highlighted the number of graphical details for Switch 2 today. These include the ability for 4K support when docked, up to 120 frames per second, and high dynamic range HDR. So yeah, there you go. That's that. But Nintendo confirmed that Switch 2 only supports VR in handheld mode. The company apologized for the error on its website. Now, PlayStation did not initially support VRR, but it came in an update. So there is possibility for an update for VRR in the future at some point. But for right now, it's not supported at launch. But we'll see what happens in the future. So that is the update on the VRR. One more thing that I want to note before I get into that dono. Like I said, the guys like that, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so ABC. Okay, he came back, right? All right, no problem. All right, fam, I got you. Let me see. Let me log you down. Joined 2 minutes ago. All right, let's see. Okay, no problem, fam. No problem. You want to play this game? Hey, we can do that. Let's go. Let's go. I'm not even gonna trip though. I got your profile saved right now. I'll go through YouTube. A, B, C, and 7. You can use the dynamic IP all you want to. YouTube will be able to track down weirdo stalkers. So yeah, we got you, fam. Don't worry. All right, I got him saved. I'll go through with YouTube. Thanks, Mr. Black. I appreciate it. Oh no, everything's gonna be legal. Everything's legal. Shout outs to Yoshi with the 10. Aussie says, "Sup, OJ, got my Mario Kart World console paid off last month, and last night I paid off all the Switch 2 accessories I'm wanting at launch, full as well. I'm officially ready for next gen Nintendo. Let's go." Shout outs, appreciate that, Yoshi. Thank you for the $10 dono, appreciate that. Let's go. Another JoJo boys in the house. Aussie, JoJo boys, let's go. Shout outs. Shaw X as well with the 10. Yeah, the more he comes to the stream with the sock accounts, the easier it is for YouTube to locate him. So, and like I said, because he's breaking TOS, you can't repeatedly come here, you know what I'm saying, and break the community rules over and over and over, like a million times now. So I've got proof at this point. So I just got to click that. Anytime he comes here with another account, YouTube will be able to track it. They know if you're using multiple accounts from one source. So it's all good. Keep on coming back and keep on talking. That's okay. Just makes it easier for me to track him down. Shout outs to Shaw X though. Thank you. It says JoJo Friday, boys and girls. Let's go. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's Fodlin wins. Yeah, I got you. Fodlin wins. Big love to my main man. Let's go. Shout outs to, actually, I think we have, that's 45 on the board. Yeah, that's 45. I actually messed up the thing here. Let me get the Fodlin wins as well. Also, Fodlin wins. And you guys just be on the lookout. You guys know how he talks, so if this, because he's gonna come back. This guy's a loser. This guy has nothing going for him on a Friday night. He has nothing that he wants to do. So, like I said, we're just gonna. If you guys see the same dude, you guys know how he talks. He talks like a moron. So just ban him as soon as he comes in through here with his sock account, because he's gonna be making them really quick because he's a loser. Let's see here. Hey, shout outs Cole K. Big love. Todd Burrows was the other burner account. Todd Burrows was the other. Okay, yeah. I'll scrub through the what's it called, the live feed as well. So YouTube usually likes to get a few different names that they're using, so it's all good. That reminds me of the ginger guy last year that Lee tried to talk to. Oh my God! Don't even remind me of that that nonsense. Oh my God, bro! Don't even remind me of that ish. That dude. Oh my God, he's lucky. Oh my God, he's lucky I didn't. He's lucky I didn't freaking. I was about ready to go John Bones Jones on that dude. About ready to go John Bones Jones, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't want to bring it back up, but yeah, there was this crazy dude that was at the park when I was with my daughter, and like he tried to like hurt my daughter and her friend, and like he tried to like approach them, and I'm like, dude, like, what are you, like, who are you? And he was like, what, man? What's up, man? I'm like, bro, I'm like, come on, let's go. So I was trying to tell my daughter, let's go with her friend. And all of a sudden he started to act all hard and everything. And I had to like chase this dude. Then he tried to come into my stream. I'm like, say, oh, you hit me, you did this. I'm like, bro, stop. Like, get out of here. Nobody did anything to you. I did chase him though. Like, I was about ready to drop kick him. I will be honest. I was about ready to drop kick him. Because he was coming up on me. He was trying to like, you know, kind of like, he was going like this on me. He was trying to act like he wanted to fight. So I was like, oh, okay. You want to fight? All right, let's go. So then I went like this. And then he went. So then I'm walking away again. So then I'm like, just like looking. And then he kind of come up on me again. I'm like, all right. So I start chasing after him. I start running after him. And then he runs. Oh, man. He should have drop kicked him. I should have. Let's see here. No, it's all good, man. Let's see here. I want to check out the new Nintendo store in Orlando, but sadly I'm broke. The new Nintendo store in Orlando. What's the Nintendo store? You mean like the Universal Studio or like the theme park? So yeah. What's up, Donovan? Welcome. Bullies are cowards. Yeah, tried to be a bully. Hope Kazan the Last Burger comes to Switch 2. Yeah, I think it will. Crispy Tofu with the $1 dono. Says, hey, OJ, with all the activity from Microsoft lately, do you think they're any closer to Game Pass on Switch? Nah. Nintendo won't allow Game Pass on Switch. That's the problem. It's not like Microsoft would love to put Game Pass on everything because they want to collect the subscription from everybody. But Nintendo's not going to allow it because that shows up their own subscription service. Same thing for Sony. They're not going to allow Game Pass when they already have their own big subscription service. So that's the reason why. What's up, Mad Cat Gamer? What's the point of the Nintendo store? To buy Nintendo stuff. Let's see here. Justin and Kent with the $10 JOJO.
I showed my wife the even further beyond you did when someone sold their Steam Deck. She said, well, at least he's having fun. Lol.
It probably looked ridiculous to somebody who doesn't watch or didn't know what was happening. It probably looked like I was spazzing out or I was having a mental episode. But yeah, like somebody said, like, I think it was Clabby was like, oh yeah, you're gonna sell your Steam. I sold my Steam Deck. So then I made a joke, like, because you know people got really mad when I sold my Steam Deck, or they didn't get mad that I sold my Steam Deck. They got mad that I made a video talking about selling my Steam Deck for Nintendo Switch 2 because they hate the fact that anybody likes Nintendo Switch 2. Like Steam Deck people feel, not everybody, normal Steam Deck fans are cool. You know what I'm saying? But like these other people that are on the internet and angry, they felt angry that how dare you, a plebe, a pleb, somebody that's, you're just a fanboy. You couldn't possibly want to sell this majestic piece of hardware for something as trash as the Nintendo Switch 2. But you have to remember, this was going on. What was going on was the mass amounts of information, the mass amounts of lying, the game key card nonsense with people misunderstanding what those were. So there was a ton of misinformation on the Switch 2 itself. So people were thinking this is the devil, the worst system ever created in the history of human beings. So that's another reason why. And they're like, how dare you sell your own video game system and then talk about it in a video on a platform that's specifically built for people to do certain things just like that? How dare you do that? So it devolved into the name calling, the bootlicker, and the things like that, despite all of my arguments being 100% logical, despite the video being 1000% logical. And still to this day, there's nobody on Twitter or on YouTube that has said anything that I said that was illogical with my video. Just a bunch of, you didn't use it enough. I used it enough. It's my own opinion. I don't have to use it for 5,000 hours. That's not a good thing to say. You can't talk about it because you didn't use it enough. Bro, people talk about the Switch 2 and it's not even out. They haven't even touched it. And they talk about how it's the worst system ever. The same people that are criticizing me, you know? So that's the funny thing that's the reason why I went the Super Saiyan 3, because people went nuts. Some people, like I said, mentally challenged people went absolutely nuts that I sold my Steam Deck, you know, for a Switch 2. So yeah, that's where that came from. If you didn't see it, it was on, I think it was yesterday's stream or was the day before stream. It was pretty funny. Shout outs to all the JoJo Friday boys. Appreciate that. It's game over for Steam Deck boys when Switch 2 gets Doom the Dark Ages running well. Hopefully. Hopefully. I don't know. I think, does Doom the Dark Ages actually run? I saw a story. I don't know if it's 100% though. I saw a story that it's having trouble on Steam Deck actually running. So yeah, we hit 60 on the board though. 1 hour extension. Hey yo, shout outs guys, appreciate that. Let's get the limit, or not the limit break, the Noah 1 hour extension. Appreciate that. Let's go. Call Space Spade OX on Steam Deck 4 was definitely up there and comfortable with Switch 2. Maybe they are. Loki, no, Switch 2 already sold out. Sold more than the Steam Deck and just the pre-orders. It probably did if you count worldwide. Like if you count everything, it probably outsold Steam Deck just on pre-orders. Yeah, it probably did. If you count Japan, because Japan's looking to have maybe upward of $1 million. So yeah. Let's see here. You didn't even say anything bad about Steam Deck. It's a Steam fanboy thing. Yeah, exactly. I didn't say a single thing bad about the Steam Deck. I just simply said it's not for me. Like, you know, I said you got to tinker with it a lot. I don't really feel like doing that. You got to, you know, mess with the settings too much. I said, you know, what else did I say? I said that, you know, there's no option for physical games at all, which there is not. There's no practical option, normal option. You've got to do really weird stuff if you want it. Nobody plays physical games on their Steam Deck, unless you're, like I said, a complete weirdo. So I didn't do anything, you know, that was anything out of, like, people are just crazy, you know. Like I said, and it's really, to be honest, guys, it's gonna get more and more crazy. The people that are fanboys, the actual real people that are fanboys, are the people that are angry that other people are getting excited for a system. Like, if you're getting excited to play a system, or if you're looking forward to playing a system, you shouldn't be getting angry and ripping apart people that are doing things to play X, Y, and Z system. Like I said, if PS6 comes out and somebody makes a video, I'm selling my Switch 2 to buy a PS6, I'd be like, sure, no problem. I sold my Switch 2 or my Switch, you know, or I don't play my Switch, or I sold my Switch videos all the time. It's fine. It's your money. It's your tech. It's your life, you know? So that's not a problem. You bought that with your own hard-earned cash, or you got it. However, you own it fair and square for most people, unless you jacking it, but most people buy it. So I have no issue with that. Once again, it's sad that we gotta say that, but not if you're someone that actually likes Nintendo. You're off the top fanboy names and bootlicker, because you can't actually prove what they're saying. So therefore, you just result to name calling, because there is actually no real, you know, there is no real, retort to anything that I'm saying on here. You just don't like the fact that I like Nintendo or I like their games. I like lots of stuff. I like RPGs. I like my PS5. I like lots of things. But you don't like the fact that we talk about Nintendo on here. And people get so salty with that. It has nothing to do with bootlicking or fanboy or anything. It's just the fact that they don't like, they're exposing themselves. They personally don't like Nintendo. So anybody else that does, it's a problem to them. That's what's happening here. Like, I knew this, but it took me, I wouldn't say it took me a while, but that's really what's happening here. Anybody that's sitting here and getting all crazy about Switch 2, it's because they personally just have an issue with other people getting excited about something. That's really what's happening here. Because I didn't do this when Xbox came out. I didn't do this when Steam Deck comes out. I didn't act this way. Like, I didn't act the way that some of these content creators and users are acting. It's, oh cool, new system's coming out. Let's see what they got. That's what was my opinion when PlayStation came out, or when Xbox. Oh cool, let's see what they got. Even when Steam Deck, I was like, okay, I tried to buy a Steam Deck. At launch, I tried to buy a Steam Deck, but I couldn't get it. Like, the freaking website crashed and I couldn't buy it. So then I waited for a while, and then I waited for the Steam Deck OLED, and then I'm like, okay, Steam Deck OLED is here. I'll save up a bit and I'll get the Steam Deck OLED. I'll see if it's for me, you know? So I don't know why people come in here calling me fanboy. I'm not the one who's acting all crazy. So really, it's just a cope. It's trying to do some reverse jutsu on you, and it's a projection. When they call you fanboy, when they call you bootlicker, it's a projection on their own insecurities. That's really what it comes down to. And I swear I'll debate anybody that's called. I will talk to anybody. Come through to the stream, and I can prove that easily. Look at these people getting so salty. They come to my stream instantly just angry over every little thing. They won't even let me get through an opening dialogue without being salty about something. Like, it's crazy, right? So that's what's happening right here, guys. Just know that if you like Nintendo, or if you're looking forward to the Switch 2, you're not allowed to actually like them or say anything positive. If you say too many positive things, or if you're not a freaking moron constantly making misinformation videos, you're a bootlicker, you're this, you're that. It's like, no, you're a moron. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna tolerate these people anymore. Like, I'm gonna call it how I see it. If somebody's gonna do it, I'm gonna do the same thing. No, you're projecting, you know? That's what it comes down to. I have all the systems. There's no reason for me to bootlick anything. I have all the systems. I buy it and I play whatever I want. A lot of these weirdos don't even play Nintendo games. They're sitting here hating all day. They don't even play anything. All they play is their little crappy PC, or all they play is just PlayStation. They don't even play a lot of variety of games or different stuff. They just play something, then they get online to be angry because their life is miserable. There's also a lot of miserable people out there too. They like to project their insecurity and project their situation on others. So don't be fooled by it, guys. Don't be fooled by that, man. You can be excited for whatever you want to be excited for. Don't let these guys ruin your day. Shout outs to Johnny with the $4.99. Says looking forward to Switch 2. Yes, sir. They mad because they thought Nintendo was dead in 2012. Exactly. Like, that's really what it comes down to here, man. Like, what it comes down to is they mad because they thought that it was going to be another Wii U situation. That's what they thought, man. Like, and so they're coming to my stream, or they're on Twitter. These guys, that's why they were shocked. Absolutely shocked when the Switch, the pre-orders sold incredibly well. Absolutely shocked. What? How? It's like, yeah, because you're terminally online hating and being angry every single day and not looking at it logically. You know what I'm saying? Not looking at it logically at all. So yeah, shout outs to Johnny. Appreciate that, fam. Switch 1 or Switch 2 Direct June, or both. I don't think there's going to be any more Switch 1 Directs. I mean, if there's a Switch 2 Direct, they might say, hey, it's also coming to Switch 1, but I don't think they're going to actually hold any more Switch 1 Directs. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, Sean Star. I also hate that people ruined our excitement. Don't let them ruin your excitement, though. Don't let them ruin your excitement. Like, you can't let somebody else that you don't even know over the internet that lives in who knows where tell you what to be excited for or not. It's like stupid, you know? Let's see here. So it's really dumb. Shout outs to my man, it's your boy Ralphie. Appreciate that. Let's go. As far as you can see, give Steam Deck legitimate chance, and it just didn't work. So I don't believe in selling a console, but it was a waste for you to keep it around. Oh, I believe in selling a console. There was no redemption for me when it comes to the Steam Deck. There was no redemption. There was no need to have it. But yeah, I see what you're saying for sure.
It's sad that they are so annoying.
Yeah.
I think handheld PCs on paper are cool. But these people make me wish for their downfall.
Yeah, man, it really does, bro. It really does. It's super weird. Like, it's super weird, man. Because, like, you get to the point to where it's like, you've had enough of it. Like, we've been going through, we've been going through this for how many months now? We've been going through this for like years, but it's only intensified. I have not said anything to anybody else when it comes to whatever they want to play or whatever they like. I've said literally nothing. I have said nothing to insult other people, and I don't know why they're coming here. Like, I don't get it. Like, you've got to be some type of like I said, deranged in your head to be so upset over a system existing. HMK said the same thing on Twitter the other day. Just the system existing gets people upset. People getting excited, or fans. We're Nintendo fans, we're RPG fans. We play a lot of stuff here. But just the system existing gets people upset. If I go to somebody else's stream that predominantly streams on Xbox or PlayStation, am I in there acting all crazy? No. I've been to Randall L. Thor's stream, the Xbox 2 podcast. I sit and watch. I disagree with a lot of stuff that they say on some of the things, but I'm not sitting there being disrespectful, you know, overall. Sometimes I drop a dono if I feel like it or whatever the case is. Or how about Marlin Gaming Nation? A lot of you guys go to Marlin streams as well. I know some of you guys go to Marlin streams. Am I sitting there acting all crazy? I don't see any of you guys going there acting all crazy. And I've been inside at people, you know, some of you guys that go to these other streams that are more focused on Xbox or PlayStation or PC or multi-platform. None of us are acting all crazy on these other streams, even when people are saying crazy and stupid things all the time. So, like I said, that's how I know it's not us acting all nuts. It's not, they're trying to make it seem as if we have some type of problem, but it's really not us. It's like they're the crazy ones that are sitting here going out to people's streams, being so upset and angry about simply about a system existing. Like, you can't even start your damn stream, say what up to people. I can't even talk about Brock Purdy without some weirdo coming here constantly every single time and getting upset about something. Over what? Over a freaking VRR, which I talked about on my Twitter and was going to be one of the topics for today. So that's what I'm talking about, right? Like, it's crazy. It's really just crazy, man. It's weird. And I hope that the Switch 2 continues to do really well, because the better it does, the more that these guys are just going to get more angry and more angry and more angry. I saw what happened during the Switch 1 era. We all saw what happened. Some of you guys weren't there at the beginning. Let me tell you what happened. We had the same weirdos come here, but instead of just doing what they're doing now, what they would do is just bring up, remember the Wii U. Remember the Wii U. It was like the Alamo. Remember the Alamo. It was the same thing with the Wii U. Remember the Wii U. The Wii U flop. The Wii U this. The Wii U. That's all they did was rub sales in everyone's face. Even though you can clearly see that the Switch was going to sell better than the Wii U. We all knew this because it's a successor to the 3DS and the Wii U. But once again, remedial in the head. 5th grade reading comprehension level. Like, there's not much going for many of these people. They have nothing better to do than to be wrong. So that's the situation that I dealt with Switch 1. Now we have Switch 2. People try to sit there. They can't go over sales because the Switch is so great. So then instead of just talking about sales, what they do, attack the person. Go ad hominem. Just call you fanboy, call you names, and bring up every single little thing and say, you didn't talk about that. We had that happen yesterday with the Cammy person, right? Remember the Cammy person? Where they're like, you're a fanboy. You didn't talk about storage. You never talked about key cards. That's like, bro, we did. What are you talking about? You guys are completely idiotic. What is wrong with you guys? You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is what they're doing to try to make it seem as if we're the angry ones or we're the fanboys and all. No, it's them. They're the crazy ones. I'm not going to sit here and try to defend myself. I'm going after some of these people. These people are mentally challenged, okay? And these people are the real fanboys. These are the real fanboys. We saw, no shots to Wiley, but we saw what happened with Wiley, right? The other day, he came here angry as hell over the EULA and potentially bricking a system and all that type of stuff like that, right? We found out that Sony has the same EULA and can brick your system and has bricked systems in the past. For example, Jake Randall had a brick system from Sony because somebody did something on it before and Sony bricked that system. What did he say then? Oh, well, stop making fun of me. Stop hating. It all of a sudden, when it's what you want, now all of a sudden it's no big deal. You're no longer outraged over things. So that's what I'm talking about. These people that are claiming fanboy and doing all this, they're a bunch of hypocrites. They're a bunch of liars, and don't take any mess from them. I see some of you guys on Twitter getting upset because people are attacking you or whatever the case is. Stand on business. There's going to be no more, we have to defend not fanboy or this or that. No, we got to flip it on them because these are the real fanboys. The people that are the real ones. Trust me, when Sony does $80 games, You guys will see what happens there. Now all of a sudden it'll be okay. Microsoft did that. Xbox fans are like, oh well, there's Game Pass, but I might still buy a game or here or two. Trust me, when it's their turn, when you see the next price of the next Xbox or the next PlayStation, trust me, these guys are all of a sudden $450, which they were complaining about. When it's $700, it's gonna be okay. Trust me on this one. So don't take it from these people, okay? Don't take it from these people. I'm no longer taking it. These are the real fanboys. These are the real weirdos, man. Like they're acting insane. This is insane behavior. Completely insane behavior. Rob Navarro with the $9 says, "Amen, brother. Yeah, like I'm not taking it anymore. Like I'm not gonna like I said, I'm so sick and tired. Like you can't even open up a dialogue, man. We can't even just start the stream without somebody wilding. And it's on here, it's on Twitter, it's on wherever. People making vids, whatever the case is. Like I'm so sick and tired of it.
I wasn't fanboy, but duck them. I'm a fanboy now.
Yeah, these are the people that make you want to be a fanboy because they acting all crazy and wild. So you just want to sit there and shove it back in their face. But like I said, we're not going to tolerate that anymore on the stream. I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to, like I said, I've got my troll tax in place. I'm not going to tolerate it. You come here acting all crazy or weird for no reason with unsubstantiated claims and stupid nonsense just because someone is excited. Let's break down the truth, guys. Are we all excited? Not we, all of us, but am I super excited for the Nintendo Switch 2? Absolutely. Am I super excited to play the games? Yes. Do I like the games a lot? Absolutely. I'm looking forward to playing the first party games. That's just what I like. That doesn't mean everything else is bad. That doesn't mean Microsoft and Sony are bad. That doesn't mean their games aren't good. If you're looking forward to Ghost of Tsushima, if you're looking forward to Call of Duty, you're looking forward to South of Midnight or whatever, more power to you. I don't have anything against that. Look forward to those games. Be excited for those games. Go to the streams of people that are excited for those games. Check out Randall L. Thor. Check out Marlin Gaming Nation. I watch these guys too. Check out Kid Smooth. Check out the people that are associated with these consoles and be excited for games. There's no reason to be so upset about a system existing, you know? And I kind of see how some of the Xbox people feel because sometimes people just get crazy for Xbox just existing. Sometimes these Sony guys just be getting nuts for it simply just existing, you know? And it's just crazy to me, you know? Let's see. Would you prefer switch to MK bundle or switch to with physical MK? I mean, yeah, if there was a physical MK, that would be good. What's annoying is that Steam Deck fanboys, they tend to act like Steam Deck runs every game just fine, and you say a certain game can't run, they'll mock you or say that you're lying. Yeah, pretty much. Anything, if there's ever any issue with Steam Deck with some of these people, it's you're lying. Look, Power World didn't work for me. No, you're lying. Look, I got it running. You can literally go online and look and see that many people have had problems with Power World running. That is not an isolated thing. There has been other people that have put out their own forums. It's very easily searchable. So that's what happens with some of these guys. They get so upset because how dare you say anything that isn't a problem with what I'm doing? How dare you lie about it? And it's like, no, there is literally forums and there was, for lots of people, Power World did not work. Like I said, maybe they fixed something by now. I don't know. But as of the time that I sold my Steam Deck, Power World did not work for me on my Steam Deck. That was one of the reasons why I sold my Steam Deck, is because Power World was one of the games I wanted to grind away with, you know, potentially like even during NFL, this upcoming NFL season or whatever the case is, right? And like, you know, that's not a game that I want to sit down and play like and actually pay attention to, but yeah, just grind away and kind of just play for fun during a Niners game, sure. And when I found like Power was not working, you know, it was not working for me. So let it sit on the shelves, and I decided to finally just let it sit on the shelf for a while, and then I just decided to get rid of it. But like, once again, who cares if I get rid of my Steam Deck? Like that's not, it doesn't matter if I do, you know? Like it doesn't matter if I get rid of my Steam Deck. That's irrelevant. So I can see your comments, Mr. Davis. Welcome to the stream. Shout outs, man. Nah, Mr. Davis, if I need you to body somebody, I'll let you know, fam. So facts, but Doom Dark Ages literally can't run it well. Dead silent on that Reddit subreddit about Dark Ages. Honestly, finally, I used to love the Steam Deck. I still do, but the support is just not there. Yeah, shout outs to Rob, man. I appreciate this the dono earlier, man. Thank you for the multiple donos that came through. And like that's the thing, like, you know, wondering if the game is even gonna support it is just something that I didn't really feel like doing. I have a PC that can play pretty much all the PC games. Like I can play everything at the bare minimum 1080p 60 frames per second, usually 1440p 60 frames or 120 frames. So I have a pretty good PC for the most part. So I don't really need to sit there and wait to see if it's going to be compatible or not and all that. So I don't really need to, and I have a limited amount of time. I don't have a ton of time to play games every single week because I have to work. So for me, I just want to be able to grab a system that's I can get the system. I know that any game that I get for the system is going to work well for the system. I don't want to have to test, okay, on my PC it works like this on my PC, not on my Steam Deck it works like this. Like, I don't want to have to do all that. I just want to be able to get the system, say, okay, if it runs at 30, it runs at 30. There's going to be 2 modes, whether a performance quality mode, this is how it runs, this is how it plays, not tinkering with settings and tinkering with things. I just don't want to do all that. So that's one of the reasons why I sold it too, you know? Monado Mario, thank you for the $1 dono, and says, like, bro, I recently saw a Thinking Plays video about Nintendo locking Switch 2 reviews, and he thinks that Nintendo's trying to manipulate reviews, and he's still spreading misinformation about Switch 2, and as he speculates that Switch 2 gets emulated within a month. Yeah, I don't know about that, in terms of Switch 2 getting emulated in a month. Nintendo better hope that it doesn't. When it comes to Nintendo trying to hide or manipulate reviews, that's not it. There's a big day 1 patch or update that has many of the main features, so you can't review the system until that update is live. So that's the reason why you're not going to get reviews before then. You're not going to get reviews before then because of the huge day 1 patch. That's the reason why. So if you review the system and then there's a big day 1 patch that adds all the actual features or a lot of the features that you need to review the system for, that is a worthless review. So, I mean, could they update the firmware, unpack the system, update the firmware, pack it back in there, then send it to the journalist? Sure they could, but I wouldn't waste my time doing that. Like, it's the launch of a system. The people that are hyped to get the system have already pre-ordered the system. Now, if nobody was pre-ordering it, then yeah, maybe you take that effort to unpack the system or grab it off the assembly line or whatever the case is. Download the firmware update or hook it up so they can get it early because it's a day 1 patch. It's set to go live early or whatever. Get the day 1 patch, pack it back up, and then send it to each journalist. But you're not going to do all that. You're just going to send the system and say, hey, look, your review can be complete. Maybe you start writing your review, and then your review's complete by X, Y, and Z, by the weekend or something like that, right? But most people that are getting the Switch 2 at this point, it's the sold out pre-orders, whatever. They're not waiting on a review. They're just going to buy the system. So it doesn't really matter whether there's a review before it or not. People have already made up their mind on if they're going to get it at launch, and then that review will be there for other people after the launch that are not
What do you mean Pal World works on Steam Deck fine? You just have look up a YouTube video for settings and install some mods, make a sandwich, and spend the whole day figuring out where you went wrong in life. Lol, no offense if you like Steam Deck.
Shout outs. Thank you so much, Justin. Thank you for the $3 dono. Also, thank you for Rukia X-Play. Thank you for the 9 months of membership as well. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 9 months. So I used to tinker so much with these things. It came to the point where I was like, I'm spending hours trying to make these things run. It can be fun, but not every time I just want a game. Yeah, I don't have time. I don't have time to be tinkering with a bunch of stuff. So that's the reason why I like my PS5 Pro instead of just buying games on my PC. My PC probably is a little bit strong. Yeah, my PC is stronger than the PS5 Pro. But like, I'd rather just get the game and then just, there's like performance or quality mode and just do that. Like, I don't want to have to do benchmarks like I did with Black Myth Wukong and all that. So I was good, I was good. It's not that most people are disappointed about Nintendo Switch 2 specs power. That's not all. I wouldn't even say most people are disappointed with Nintendo Switch 2 specs. I disagree with that. I don't think most people are. I think most people are actually completely fine. And the reason why I say most people are completely fine with it, because we've seen the games. What Nintendo fan that saw the games are like, oh my god, this is terrible. There's not any Nintendo fans that I know that looked at Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom running and said, oh man, these specs trash. Nobody cares. Like, most people that are actually buying the system to play the games, they're not upset. So I'd say it's just really the same people that are angry that are angry about specs or graphics. They think that buy ROG Ally X's or that buy ROG Allies. It's those people, and those people are not actual fans of the games. They're fans of specs, and they're fans of console wars. So no, that's not, I wouldn't even say most. And the reason why I say it's not most, because look at all the pre-orders, look at all the stuff. People pre-order the system based off of the fact that of the games, and these people never learn. It's not about your number raw specs, especially with the Switch 2. with the type of DLSS that it has and custom Tegra chip, the specs don't really mean too much. That doesn't matter anymore. What matters is the output. What matters is the games. That's what matters. So whatever developers can do to get the games going and running, that's what matters at the end of the day, just like Switch 1. So I wouldn't even say most people. It's annoying when you're excited for games in the system, people try to bring you down with negativity. That's why I'm just going to focus on me being excited. Screw them. Exactly. Just, you can, like I said, there's nothing wrong with, you know, obviously objective stuff, objective criticism. That's fine. But like I said, there's too many people that cross the line, especially online, because they don't care, which that's fine. You don't have to care either. Like, there's no point in being upset with these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, just move on. I had to chew that guy out, but that was it.
I'm fine with the specs. I don't pixel or FPS count.
I mean, and even with the specs, you can't pixel and FPS count. Even if, like I said, the specs are good. They're not bad specs for a hybrid system for the price that it is. They're not bad specs. So even if you were a pixel counter or whatever or a frame rate counter, you can count the frames and the pixels. Digital Foundry's been doing that. You can count the frames and pixels. You can compare it to maybe what we're getting on other systems, and all of that stuff. So is it going to be as high as PlayStation? Absolutely not. But if you want to count the pixels and frames, you can do that. There's obviously games that run, hell, Metroid Prime 4 runs at 120 frames per second, right? Apparently. Or it runs at 60 frames. So yeah. OJ, I'm joking. Isn't the 9 gigabytes bad? No, 9 gigabytes is fine. That's 3 times the amount of the Switch 1, and that's more than the Xbox Series S in terms of the gigabyte count. So I don't see how that's bad. That's good. That's good enough for the games that you're trying to run and everything. And like I said, it is more than the Xbox Series S as well. So I wouldn't say that's bad at all. And once again, I think that's actually going to increase to probably more around like 10 point something when it's all said and done, as developers optimize and kind of be able to use the resources better within the system, you know? So I think that's even going to get better. But no, I don't think it's a problem. It's a significant bump over Switch 1, and that's what we wanted. Heck, Switch 1 to this day is still getting some games here and there. They got Doom Eternal going on Switch 1. With Switch 2, with significantly more resources and everything, you're going to be able to get games going on there. Is it going to be the best quality? No, that's okay. It doesn't have to be. People are not looking for that on the Nintendo Switch 2. They're not looking for the highest quality. If they're looking for the highest quality, then they would buy the $700 or $800 ROG Ally 2, or they'd buy a PC and deck out your PC. People are just looking for a good, better than Nintendo Switch. They're looking for a decent enough price for better quality, and they're looking to have hybrid play, and they're looking for Nintendo's games to run better. That's the biggest thing. How do Nintendo's games run? Do Nintendo's games run good enough? And obviously we've seen so far pretty much every game, hit 60 frames per second with everything that Nintendo's shown off so far. So that's what people were looking for. That's why the system is done so well. Now, at this point, if you're a hater or whatever, you'd come in. This is where the bootlicking or whatever would come in to play. But here's what I would say. It's not that. It's the factual statements, because look at the pre-orders. Look at the excitement of people buying it in Japan. Look at the excitement of the Nintendo fans. This is what's actually happening. This is the real deal. I'm trying to tell people this is what people are looking out for. The problem is that people are terminally online, so they think that anybody that's telling people or telling you what is happening, the real deal, like, hey, look, people are not looking out for the best specs. They're not looking out for this. They confuse that with defending. It's not. What I'm telling you is what's been said about Nintendo platforms since the beginning, since the Game & Watch. Look, the Game & Watch sold how much? Did that have the most cutting-edge graphics? No, there was probably computers that were better than Game & Watch. But people like the fact that you can sit there and play a game and those little Game & Watch systems sold a ton for Nintendo. Or even if you want to go towards the Game Boy. What about the original Game Boy? That was outdated literally as soon as it dropped. The NES was way better than it. And the NES came out years prior. Hell, the NES, the Famicom, that system, the early 80s, right? Game Boy still did really good, you know? So I'm telling you guys that this is what's happening. This is the reason why it's doing well. Whether you want to agree with it or not, that's fine. It doesn't matter. But I'm telling you why it's having the success. That's why, like I said, some of these people that are haters, they don't know why the pre-orders were so good. They're confused, you know? They showed 3 games though. Who showed 3? Nintendo showed more than 3 games. They showed Drag Cross Drive. They showed Metroid Prime. They showed Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild. They showed Pokemon Legends ZA, they showed Donkey Kong, they showed Mario Kart World, they showed the Welcome Tour.
I was just
they showed a bunch of games.
On my GBA. Lol.
Just happy to get your backlight on the GBA. So that's what I'm saying. Like, people confuse knowledge with fanboying, and that's not it. I've got a good amount of knowledge, and I'm telling you guys what's going to happen. Just like I told you guys what's going to happen with the Switch 1. Only Marlon Gaming Nation would be upset with Digital Foundry specs after seeing the game and loving Final Fantasy 16. We'll never forget Player Essence. No, it wasn't the specs, it was the resolution. So he was okay with the demo when he played it and thought it was the greatest thing ever. But then when Digital Foundry put out the what's it called? The resolution being 720p, he got upset. So that was hilarious. And also, yeah, like Osmond Gold was like, "Oh, this is cutting edge. This is the greatest thing." And then like the specs, the resolution came out, and then I never heard him say cutting edge ever again since then with Final Fantasy 16. Justin says, I was just but thank you, shout outs to Justin, man, appreciate that. Thank you for the $3 dono. 91 on the board. We going even further than beyond. Let's go. So yeah, bro, don't get me started on whenever you mention Japan. Western centrism kicks in for these weirdos. They'll say that Japan doesn't matter. Japanese games have bad taste. Yeah, I saw one guy that talked about how the Switch 2 was gonna have only 20 million in sales because he was following a pattern of Nintendo systems, and he forgot to mention that the 3DS, like he's conveniently skipped that system. Of course, he mentioned the GameCube, he mentioned the Wii U, conveniently skipped the 3DS, and that's how the Switch 1 was a successor to the 3DS and to the Wii U. So yeah, 4 games. My point, we need to see most games are 60. Every single game that they've shown so far is at 60 frames or higher. Every game that they've shown. So Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Welcome Tour, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Metroid Prime, Pokemon Legends ZA, Mario Party plus Jamboree, whatever. Every single game that they've shown is at 60 frames per second. Every single game that they've shown has been at 60 frames or higher. So yeah, I don't know if Hyrule Warriors is 60. I think in the frame, like the what's it called, it's 30. But Nintendo's not making that game. That's not a Nintendo game. That's a Koei Tecmo game. But I think that there will be maybe a performance mode in that game. But pretty much every game that they have is their own, and I'm just doing it based off of how Nintendo does it. Sorry, I meant to say Switch 2 games, obviously Switch 1 games are 60 FPS. No, you're just changing you're moving the goalpost because you were wrong, but that's okay. We can move the goalpost. Every single Switch 2 game that they've shown so far that's only on Switch 2 has been, in terms of their own games, is at 60 frames as well. Welcome Tour, Bonanza, and Mario Kart World. So yeah. And Drag Cross Drive. Sorry, 4 games. Drag Cross Drive is also at 60 frames too. So yeah. So yeah. So you agree with me? No, because you said only 3 games, and I just mentioned 4. So you forgot Drag Cross Drive. So you were still wrong. You've moved the goalpost like 3 separate times, and you've been wrong every single time. You're still wrong. Yo, thanks, Ocho. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Why do fanboys act like they just don't see the proof? Once again, I hate to use the term, but a lot of these guys are just fanboys at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate to use the term, but it's just really what's happening. When it comes down to gaming, guys, and like I said, I've been gaming for a very long time, and every single time that I've seen something in terms of the games, in terms of whatever, people always try to downplay something that they don't like. If they don't like this, they'll try to downplay it to, like, before the system launches, right? They'll downplay it to the nth degree. And when they're wrong about it, they'll bring out excuse after excuse after excuse, even though it's right there. Once again, spec stuff, that's fine. I don't think the specs are bad off the spec sheet. I think it's a significant improvement over the Switch 1. That's what we all wanted. We all wanted a significant improvement over Switch 1. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not a spec person though. I'm not a spec guy. But from what I saw, I'm like, look, 3 times more RAM, maybe 3 times more RAM in terms of things. We're getting significantly better power. We're getting DLSS. We're getting significantly better form factor and shape. We're getting VRR handheld mode only. We're getting HDR. We're getting up to 120 frames. We're getting all sorts of cool stuff that Nintendo's not done before in the past overall. So that's what people wanted. That's literally every single thing that I said, hey, look, they need to improve this for the next Switch. They've pretty much hit on it. So why am I going to be sit there and be like, oh my God, I'm angry. For what? They literally everything, because I actually played the system. The people who didn't play the system are the ones who are angry. That's what I realized. If you played the Switch 1, like actually played and liked it, and then you look at Switch 2 and say, oh, that's not good. Like you probably didn't play it much. In my opinion, at least. So yeah. Monado Mario with the $3 dono.
Oh yeah, I also watched Technical's video about Hack's Dollar.
Yeah.
It's a very long but well-made video.
It is.
I dare crazy Melee players try to take down that video lol. I also watched Goonernomicon. Grums Part 2. Bruh, Grums is such creep and yet he wants to call FBI?
Yeah, Grums is a creep. If he calls the FBI, they'll probably arrest him for tax evasion or something like that. Yeah, so I haven't seen all of the Technicals video. I'm about an hour something in. So once I finish that, then I'll have a reaction to it and then we can discuss some of it. But I really think Nintendo needs to consider outright banning every tournament and then applying individually for new TOs. Like I think they need to, that might be banning every single Melee tournament and take applications. I think there needs to be a complete cleanse. I would not allow these people to play my game because it's doing more damage, I think, than good at this point. So I would ban me personally, if I was running Nintendo, or at least the NOA America side, not the Japanese side or not maybe the European. I'd probably leave those alone. But here in the US, I would ban every single Melee tournament until further notice. And I would give Wes is the only guy, the guy Wes that runs that tournament over there in New York. I'd let him run his tournament. But all the people that were on that list, every single one of those people that were on that list, except for maybe the Genesis guy, I would not allow them to run any Super Smash Bros. Melee. I would cease and desist every single Smash Bros. Melee tournament until they figure out their ridiculous problems. I mean, that's probably not going to happen, but I think Technical's kind of hinted that he wouldn't mind sending that video to Nintendo, and letting them see it. So you guys better get it together before somebody else does. So I think it's gotten to that point to where we got to be like snitching on these people, because this is ridiculous. Like what they did to Hacks, they literally killed this guy. These people literally killed him. They killed him. They didn't directly kill him, murder him, but they killed him. And if they think that they're going to just get away with that scot-free, we'll see about that. We will see about that. But anyway, it is what it is. Let's see. What about OJ? What about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet controversy resolution bump? What controversy resolution bump? Like, the game's getting an update, so that's that. We gotta wait till we see. Facts. Wii was a monster. There was no denying popularity, especially when you consider it begin to install nursing homes and physical rehabilitation centers. Yeah, that's good. The only problem that I had with the Wii, though, and it was even back then, the issue that I had with the Wii was that with the Wii, Nintendo did a lot of things that I didn't like because they didn't localize a lot of core games, or they didn't localize certain games, or they didn't want to localize certain games that looked great, like Xenoblade and stuff like that, until they had to be like pushed and urged, and it took them 2 years, you know, so stuff like that. They never published Last Story. They waited for somebody else to do it, like Xseed or whatever. So that was my only issue with them in the Wii era. I think with the Switch era, they've been much, much, much better with stuff like that. I keep hearing console gaming is dying. Everyone moving to PC, yet Switch and PS5 are selling like crazy. Well, I guess it's because the numbers are going down, not up, when it comes to consoles. So we're not selling more than what we sold in the 7th generation. I think that's really where maybe some people are saying that. Hey, shout out to Manuel. Thanks for coming out to the stream, man. Appreciate you. Someone died over Melee? Yes, someone died over Melee. Can't force too many people in one room to use deodorant. Oh, man. Like switch to edition of Xenoblade games with more content added, like Kirby. Reckon that most will probably just happen to be free 60 frames per second update, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think that there's going to be any content updates for Xenoblade games because they're content complete. So Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is content complete. It already has all the updates and DLC. Xenoblade 3 is content complete. Already has all the updates and DLC. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 Definitive Edition, that's already content complete. Has all the updates and DLC. Like, packed into it. So there's really no need for any new content for Xenoblade games. All we need is 60 frames per second updates. That's all we need for those. Like if they just did Xenoblade 1, 2, 3, and X 60 frames per second update, that's all we need. I'd go back and actually play like the extra content, like a lot of the extra stuff in those games. Like I'd go back and beat like every single super boss and do everything if they did that, you know? So that's all we need. We don't really need a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of those games. They're already content complete and on cartridge. Well, not fully on cartridge, but you know, they're content complete, so it's good. Yeah, just FPS bump and Xenoblade 2. Although I will say this, if they decided to take Xenoblade 2 and make that into a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, I think that could be good. You get Xenoblade 2 Nintendo Switch 2 edition, and then you include the Torna on there, include Torna on the cart, and then really pimp out that game, really bump it up, and really add to that game. I think that might be the one game in all the games that would maybe, if you're gonna do a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, it'd be that game. You know, it'd be that one. So maybe that'd be cool if they did that, but it doesn't need it though. Like just the FPS bump of HDR resolution bump. That's all. 1080p. That's all we need. 1080p 60 HDR, and that'll be completely fine. You know. So yeah. They included no DLC. Well, they did with what's it called? They did with Kirby. Kirby gets the DLC included on there. There's one comment in Technical's video. Even said he was on that free Melee bandwagon, but then realized Nintendo not giving a damn was the best decision that they ever made. Oh yeah, yeah. Can't wait for Melee to be on the NSO so I can play Melee, play it myself. I don't think Melee is ever gonna come to NSO. So yeah, I don't think it is. Let's see. I definitely do that New Game Plus of Xenoblade 2 got Switch 2 edition. Yeah, I think I would too. I would too as well, man. I think I'd do it as well. So yeah. Xenoblade 2 needs FPS boost. Okay, yeah, I already read that. Yeah, Mad Cat. Yeah, Melee is probably not coming to the NSO. It's probably not coming. Let's see. Why wouldn't Melee come to NSO? N64 was on Switch 1. I don't think Melee would come to the NSO because too many people play that game already pirated and illegally. Well, not illegally, but they already play that game too many pirated, and I think they just wouldn't want that to interfere with whatever new that they're doing, you know? Just like I don't think they're gonna put Smash 4. I don't think that's ever gonna be like on NSO, Smash 4 or Smash Brawl. Like I don't think they're ever gonna put those. Like N64, yes, sure. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they're ever gonna put, I mean, if they do, it's going to be in the distant future. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon that we're going to see the other Smash games on like legacy Smash games on a modern Nintendo platform. But we'll see. Let's see here. Smash 64 was not on oh, it's not on it. I thought they did bring it to NSO. Okay, yeah. Smash 64 is not on, was it on the Wii U? Was it on the Wii U one, or which one was it on? Have they ever done? I thought it was on something, right? I think it's been on something. Yo, Justin and Kane with the $3 dono.
Isn't Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope getting some kind of update? Wasn't it leaked by Ubisoft a while ago?
They just said, they didn't leak it. They just said it. They just flat out said, yeah, we're gonna update the game for Switch 2. So it wasn't a leak. It was the president of Ubisoft and the owner, the president. Guimont, he was like, yeah, we're gonna update it. So it wasn't a leak. He just flat out said it. So yes, that's happening. Thank you, Justin and Kevin, for the $3 dono. I think it's probably gonna be like in the next Nintendo Direct, and it's probably gonna come out maybe later in the fall, or later, maybe summer, or later, just later in the year, maybe, or even next year. They might just wait even a little bit more for it. So, Deported Sicilian with the $2 says, what would you do if somehow DSP beat you in Smash? That would never happen. That would never happen. DSP would never beat me in a Smash game. Like that, just there's no Smash game that DSP could ever beat me in. It's just not possible. It was on the Wii and the Wii U. Ah, there you go. It was on the Wii and the Wii U. I do kind of wish we got Xbox One version of Killer Instinct. I think that'd be cool, but we have to wait and see, guys. The system's not even out yet. So yeah. DSP used to be a professional Street Fighter player. Yeah, use that term very loosely. But yeah, Street Fighter's not Smash Brothers, so never. He'll beat me in Street Fighter. I was never that great in Street Fighter, but when it comes to Super Smash Brothers, oh no, he ain't getting me. He ain't getting me in Smash Brothers. No, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. Playing with items on, so you have the high handicap. I would beat him with items on too. Like I know how to pick up an item and throw it at people, and I have better movement than super casual fans. So I'll be able to actually get to items faster, pick up items better, know what each item does. So I can beat casuals with items on too. Like I used to play with items on. Like I used to actually play competitive with items on. So like we would actually play like, okay, here, let's put only these items or these rules, or hey, we just have everything just play for fun. So I know how to use items. Let's see here. Nintendo hit me with the pump fake email saying that I'm still on the wait list. Aw. Well, you already got one though, right? So you're good. So yeah. Obviously, Tekken 8 that's already been leaked as well, Rex. So you'd love to see everything come. Seems like you want to see everything come. Yeah, that one's been kind of leaked already. So yeah, that's good. Good thing. Definitely a good thing. So yeah. Shout outs though, guys. Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys coming out to the stream. How is everybody doing today? Please make sure you hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. Let them know that we are streaming. Let them know that we are out here today, guys. So I appreciate everybody coming out to the stream today. Appreciate everybody out here watching. So hit that, like I said, hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button yet, hit that like button. Let them know that we are streaming out here. Let's go. Big love. Let's see. OJ, what's the point of playing? Why you keep, what is that? Scav 7 patch. What does that mean? What does that? What does that mean? Is that Scarlet? Is that how you abbreviate Scarlet and Violet? What does that mean? Why are you asking me what it means to play a patch? It means the game's gonna run and look better with the patch. So you play it when it runs and looks better with the patch. What are you asking, bro? What are you asking? I don't get it. I forgot forgot to say that I'm not all I care about power. I know that all people care about power. That's what I say. Most do not care. Most do not care. Okay, got you. I got my Switch 2 email from Nintendo a few days ago, but I don't need it since I got mine from Best Buy. Nice, let's go. Doing great. Saturday, my boss let me take Monday off, so I get a 3-day weekend. Yo, let's go. I don't know. He keeps on saying, why do I need to, like, what's, dude, it's a patch. The game does not run good. They're patching it to run better. They're improving the frame rate and resolution. So that's it. Like, what? Why are you asking me why? What's their that they are improving frame rate and resolution so the game plays better on Switch 2. That is what people want. People want them to improve it. People want free updates. So it's the same as any other game that's getting a free update. If they include game share or if they include frame rate and resolution bump, like, you know, or better graphics or whatever the case is. So I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah. When the game comes out, Felipe, we'll see if it's in 4K or not. It was uploaded in a 4K shot, but it might not be 4K. It could be DLSS 4K, or it could be 1080p. Either way, it's an improvement over the base game. The base game is like 720p or like 1080, like it's like dynamic. So if they lock it down to 1080p, or if they put it at 1440p, or if they put it at 4K, DLSS, or whatever the case is, it doesn't matter. It's going to be an improvement over the original. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. What are you asking? So if you want, don't update the game. Play the game originally. Like if you have a problem with them updating it, or if you feel like there's no point, that's okay. Don't play the patch version. Just play the original version on the Switch 1. You can do that. Or you can just not update your game and just play the original. While other people get better graphics or better resolution and better frame rate, you can just play it the way that it was before. Nobody's telling you that you have to update it, okay? Are we good on that? Because you've been spamming it now for like 5 minutes. So just don't play the update, man. If there's no point and it's pointless and it's dumb, just don't play it. There, problem solved. Jesus Christ. Caitlin and Justin with the $3.
What was your most disappointing game you played on Switch? For me, it was Owlboy and Snake Pass.
Oh,
They run perfectly, but they are just boring to me.
Snake Pass was definitely kind of boring, but it was one of the few games that were out at the launch of the Switch 1. So that was kind of boring, yeah, but disappointing games. Excuse me. Excuse me, sorry about that. Sorry. Excuse me again. Let's see here. Disappointing. I'm not sure. Disappointing. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, in some ways, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, speaking of that game, was the most disappointing, but then also a really good game because of how it ran and how it looked. Really more because of how it ran. It could have been so much better. So I'd probably say like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was the most disappointing, but then also the most disappointing because of how much better it could be if it didn't launch so botched. That's what was disappointing about it. So I'd probably say like that. That's probably one of the most disappointing games because of how it launched. So yeah. I didn't care about 1-2 Switch. I didn't expect much from that. So disappointment also is your own personal expectations. If you don't have high expectations at all, then you can't be disappointed, you know? So if your expectations aren't really high, like I never had high expectations for 1-2 Switch, so I wasn't really disappointed. So yeah. So, my opinion, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pro is the worst by far. Yeah, that's not a great one, but at least it ran good, like, or at least it ran decent enough. Like, at least it didn't run bad, you know? Like, the problem with Scarlet and Violet was that it ran so bad at times, like, it was sometimes maybe borderline unplayable in some areas. So, Diamond and Pearl was just like, oh yeah, this is not that good. It's just kind of mediocre. It's just a straight up remake. That's fine. So like I played it and I thought I was like, okay, it's fine, but it's not anything super crazy, you know. But it's just unpopular. But I want a new Nintendogs and Pokemon Snap. I think that maybe Pokemon Snap will get a free update. OJ will get mad, but Astral Chain and Xenoblade 3 were disappointing for me. On the other hand, Scarlet and Violet exceeded my expectations. Yeah, I don't know. To me, that's reversed. It should be reversed. Astral Chain and Xenoblade 3 are actually really good, and Scarlet and Violet is the game that shouldn't probably exceed anybody's expectations outside of just talking about maybe some of the gameplay mechanics, but how it runs and how it looks is just not great. Astral Chain looks incredible, runs better than Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Xenoblade 3 looks way better than Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and runs better on average than Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And they all have really good game. If you're talking about just gameplay by itself, they all have great gameplay. They all have tons of content. So if you're looking at it objectively in terms of not, well, I like this more than that, which I like Pokemon, I like Astral Chain, and I like Xenoblade. I like all of them a lot. So I'm looking at it objectively. I don't know how you can sit here and say, you know, objectively that that those were disappointing. And well, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, that was the game. Also, shoutouts to Cryosenbum. Cryosenbum, I think you dropped a membership, right, Cryosenbum? I'm sorry, man. I don't think I shouted you out because I think I was ranting at some point. So shoutouts to Cryosenbum. Thank you for that. And just with another $3 dono.
Snake Pass is the only game I wished I could just remove from my library. Forget the money I spent on it.
You can. Well, yeah, I think maybe it still shows up in like your digital whatever. So yeah. So yeah, it's all good. Let's see here. Astral Chain's combat is 10 out of 10. I just don't like the investigation parts and silent protagonist
Valuable items.
And the story. Pokemon has no voice acting whatsoever. Scarlet and Violet. So you're also a silent protagonist in that game. You're also a silent protagonist in that game as well, man. Let's see here. Cyber Taurus with the 10 gifted memberships. Hey, yo. Yo, thank you so much, Mr. Cyber Taurus. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. 10 gifted memberships. Let's go. Big love, Combo Breaks. He says, you got me. Of course I got you, because that's ridiculous what you just said. So it's really easy to poke holes in something that's already leaking. really easy to poke a hole in something that's already leaking, my man. So the fact that you're sitting here saying that, oh, Astral Chain, oh, it's silent, the story was, oh, this and that. It's like, bro, come on. Pokemon Skull and Bones. Like I said, I like the game too, but there's a lot of issues, you know, with that game. But it's all good. It's all good. You're allowed to like what you like. You can like what you like, live what you live, buy what you buy. You guys know how I feel about that. So big love to my man Sabotaurus. Yo, let's go with the JoJo Elite Ninja Pledge. Should we go with the JoJo Elite Ninja Pledge? Let's go.
It's crazy how many whole games are unfinished.
Yeah. Justin and Caitlin with another $3. Justin and Caitlin tearing it up right now with the multiple donos. Appreciate that. Supplying the stream with the funds. Yo, let's go. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Justin. Appreciate that. Let's go. Investigation can be annoying because your dad will scold you for picking the wrong info. I like the investigation parts. I thought that it was pretty cool. It broke up the gameplay a little bit. Some people don't like them, but you're a police officer. You're a detective. So, I mean, yeah. Maybe they could have made the investigation parts more fun, but you're supposed to collect all the information and then know what you need to do so you don't get the wrong answer. So your dad doesn't scold you. That's the whole point. You're supposed to get it right. But hey, I understand that not everybody likes that, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that, you know? So yeah, nothing wrong with that. The investigation can be annoying because your dad will scold you. Oh, okay, I already read that. This is not real, just a generic. Okay, so what games are actually good then, Felipe? What games do you think that are much better than it? How about that? You list your games. Since you like to just say everybody else's games are bad, what games do you think are good that are way better than? How about that? Go ahead. List your games. Go ahead. I already pre-ordered from Walmart, but I finally got an email from my Nintendo, LOL, saying I might be able to pre-order soon. Yo, let's go. Okay, you're on the waiting list. Let's go. I just took a break from Capcom Fighting Collection and I was getting bodied. I need to knock off the rust. Yo, let's go. The supports the stream with the $5 dono and says, oh, hey, OJ, I'm happy to be able to support your stream before I get snatched up by ICE. Okay. Well, that's okay. There's internet in Mexico, right? Or internet in, I don't know, where do you get deported to? You're Sicilian, so that wouldn't really be Mexico, would it? So, no, Felipe, go ahead and name your games, Felipe. Let's hear it. Let's go. What are your favorites? What are your favorites? Name the games. Go ahead. Thank you for the $5 dono. I appreciate that. Billion Diamond Sighting performance is better than Scarlet Violet, but it's not better improvement than Platinum, which is a 20-year-old game. Yeah, outside of the graphically, yeah. But content-wise, no. Let's see here. Shout outs though, guys. Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys supporting the stream. Appreciate you guys being awesome. Make sure you hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. Let them know. Also, get your questions in, comments, all that. Did you guys want to go over the free update games, like some of the free update stuff? You guys want to go over that, or are we good? You guys want to talk about any of those or what they're doing with that? Let me know in the chat. I picked up Capcom Fighting Collection 2 last night. Same time I was playing my Switch 2 accessory pre-orders. Love the comic book with it. Nice. Let's go. I need to get my Switch 2. I need to get my my Satisfied grip. Great games: Donkey Kong 1 and Contra NES, Metroid Dread, Breath of the Wild, Doom 1, Half-Life 1, Portal 2. Yeah, a lot of those games are boring as hell. I don't care. Portal, boring. You got the same looking halls that you're just shooting the same looking gun over and over with the same stupid looking box. So yeah, that's boring. That's the same generic stuff too. I've played Portal, looks the same. All the environments look very much similar. It's pretty short. There's not a ton of content in there. So for every single game you try to sit there and say that it's not good or whatever, I could say the same thing with all the games that you like, Felipe. So stop wasting your time. Because Portal has repetitive ass looking environments too. Okay? You just shoot a gun and portals just go and a box just goes up and down or left and right. It's nowhere near as dynamic or anything like that. The writing's not very good. I don't think it's that great. I don't think it's that good at all. So yeah, that shit's ass. So yeah. And Donkey Kong Country 1, yeah, that game's trash compared to Tropical Freeze. It's pretty boring and repetitive at times too. The controls aren't very great. Donkey Kong's not very good. There's not a lot of dynamicness with the characters. There's a lot of things that you can pick apart with everybody's favorite games. So stop nitpicking on people's games, bruh. all the stuff that you like ain't that great either. Like Portal, that shit ain't that great. I don't care what review score it has. It ain't like a million times better what you're playing. Stop the cap. So, nah, level design is tight. I disagree. I think it's just a bunch of boring, repetitive things that people propped up because it's Valve, because it's Steam. So that's what I'm gonna say with that. Nah, I don't think it's nope, I don't think so. I think it looks repetitive as hell. Over in the same looking areas, the same looking walls and stuff, over and over and over. You got a gun and don't shoot nobody. It's a box. It's a box flying around from left and right. Like, go play with.
I will say the game that surprised me the most on Switch was Metroid Dread and Xenoblade Future Redeemed.
Shout outs, Justin. Go play with the Rubik's Cube. Stop wasting your time playing Portal. Go play with the Rubik's Cube or something like that. What are you wasting your time playing with a Rubik's box floating around? Go use an actual Rubik's Cube and get some hand-eye coordination in IRL. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to disagree with that. Boring. There's way better puzzle games. Trash. Trash. Let's see here. Half-Life boring too. That's just once again this game that PC people just hype up to make it sound like they're hardcore PC Half-Life. Oh, I played it. Mediocre. Mediocre as well. I don't care. It's just also mediocre. Metroid Prime, way better. Metroid Prime on the original, way better. Way more dynamic. Way more stuff that you can do. Way better. Trash. Level design, nah. Looks pretty crusty. Metroid Prime has way better level design. And they're almost as old, right? Metroid Prime kills it. Way better. Way more abilities and different type of stuff. Nah. Trash. Garbage. Let's see here. Trash. And Metroid Prime came out only a couple of years after that, or a few years after that. What, 2002? Cybertorch with the $10 dono?
My teenager was wondering if you thought Age of Calamity would get any patches to make it run better for Switch 2. She's enjoying it, but notices the choppiness.
Tell her to stop.
I finished it. She has not yet, but isn't far into it.
Cybertorch with the $10 dono. Tell her to stop because it could just off the top just run better. So we'll see. So tell her to wait because Switch 2 is coming out in less than 3 weeks. So just tell her to wait and see how it runs on Switch 2, Cybertorch, for sure. Yeah, just tell her to wait because it could run a lot better. Or it could lock it down to 30 on Switch 2 without even a patch or an update. So that's what I would say. I'd tell her to just chill on that. So yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I thought also I told her to hold off. She's like 2 hours into it. GoldenEye Perfect Dark way better. Yeah, GoldenEye Perfect Dark way better. Way better. Way better. Way better. You know? Trash level design compared to Perfect Dark and to GoldenEye. Heck, I even take I'll take Time Splitters over. The Time Splitters shooting and movement is better as well. So yeah, trash, garbage. You don't like anything that's good, man. Most of that stuff is garbage. You're just a Steam fanboy, PC fanboy. You're just anything Valve make. That's like the greatest thing in the world to you. Trash. Let's see here. I'd rather read a book than play Portal. Oh, man. Yeah, just tell her to hold off. Tell her to hold off on that one. Not Rhyme Splitters. Time Splitters. Time Splitters. Time Splitters 2. Time Splitters 2 still to this day got some of the best shooting and movement in games. Time Splitters is goated. 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 I'd rather take Portal or Real World than play an actual game. Portal, the PS Portal? The PS Portal's better than Portal? Nah, I'm just messing around. I'm not saying, like, I'm not being super serious with that. I'm being, like, somewhat serious, but not really super serious. But, like, yeah, like, when someone just dookies on what you like for no reason, it feels like, what are you doing that for? I might have been a kind of honest, like, with what I think about Portal, but but I wasn't. I was exaggerating a little bit with some of the other, like, with most of the stuff. But yeah, like, what's the point of doing that? Somebody says they like a game and just duking on it, like, for no reason, you know? Let's see, OJ, have you played Fantasia Neo Dimension yet? I have played a bit of it. I need to get back to that game. I have not got back to it. I have like a whole backlog of games that I need to get back to. Yo, Sully89 with the $50 party man. Super JoJo Friday, let's go.
First time I've ever donated to a YouTuber.
The first time you've ever donated to a YouTuber, I feel special. Solely89, the first time ever. You must have really liked the show, because the first time and you drop a 50-piece chicken nugget, a 50-piecer. Yo, we out here solely with the big one. Let's go. Let's get in the biggest JoJo of the night. Hey yo, let's go. Shout outs. Party man, take that. Hey, take that, party man. Excuse me, party man. Shout outs to my man, Sully. First time as well. You guys give him some love too, Sully. Thank you so much for the big dono, dude. On JoJo Friday. First time. Like I said, I really, really appreciate that, because I think maybe you said the first time ever. The fact that you felt compelled to actually do it means that, like, hey, you're enjoying the content. So I really appreciate that, Sully89. Thank you so much, dude. And I will do my best to do that. But there's a couple different pledges that we've got to go over here, Sully. Maybe you felt compelled with what I had to say about the Nintendo Switch 2. But yeah, man, like, I'm not like taking the ish anymore, bro. Like, we're not doing that. Be excited. And I was just messing with Felipe here, but be excited for what you're excited for. Like, and you're not allowed to not like something or whatever the case is. But like, man, I don't care what anybody says, bro. Like, I talked about this before with the Switch 2. I talked about this before. I talked about the scenarios that could play out, the scenarios that could happen. What's up, Jumpman? I talked about the scenarios that could play out and what could happen with this system, bro. And like, the funniest thing is that some of this stuff that I said that's coming out, that's like starting to come out, is like what I said. There was a research intelligence firm that stated that they think that the Switch 2 is going to be one of the primary partners for third-party developers. Primary partners for third-party developers. Ben's 310.
And to add on to that last dono.
With the JoJo. Hey, appreciate that. Let's go. Thank you so much. Ben's 310 adding on. But Ben's, did you hear about that? I don't know if you guys saw my video. But I forgot what DFC Intelligence. So I'm telling you, man, like, third-party developers, because of the situation that happened with Microsoft and them not being able to count on console sales, they have to look elsewhere to get more sales. And they can't just do it with PlayStation and PC alone. I think Switch 2 actually might be a primary platform for people out there. And I do think this, I mean, I'm going to make another video talking about it, because I did do one video, but I want to kind of go in depth with it. And I talked about this beforehand. I said this is the plan. The plan was to introduce the new concept, and I'll get that done in just a bit, Ralphie. So yeah, no, there's not, the prices are not going down because of the tariffs. No. So Ralphie, thank you for the $10 as well. Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Metroid Prime 4, Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment, Kirby Air Riders, 2 Switch 2 Pro controllers. That's my first party stuff for this year. Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion getting copped too. Yes, I'm copping Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion as well. Shout outs to Ralphie. Thank you for that dono. Shout outs to Gaming Hotspot as well. Thank you for the subscription. Thank you guys so much for the JoJo's tonight, man. But this could become, because some developers, they don't want to, once again, the development is getting so much more expensive. But if you kind of cull things back a little bit, Switch 2 is not going to be the most graphically whatever. And if you make games specifically built for Switch 2, then port those over to other systems, you can cut back on development costs, and you can keep things, like I said, you don't have to go insane, right? You don't have to go absolutely insane with your budget. So I do think that there is a possibility, you know, that Switch 2 does become more of a main platform for third-party developers because of what happened with Xbox. Now, if Xbox had stellar body the competition or just did really well, right? So if Xbox did really well and Game Pass was not maybe as a draining factor on sales, because despite anybody saying like, listen, I know Microsoft, Phil Spencer says we still sell a lot of games, we still do this. Like, the problem is that we don't have any proof of individual game sales. Like, there's almost legitimately nothing on Game Pass and the sales for third-party developers and the sales of other games. Like, when was the last time you actually even heard of a game sales on Xbox? And we've heard some developers come out and say, hey, look, like, Game Pass, it works for some developers, but it doesn't work for us. So I'm not sitting there and saying that people don't buy games on Xbox. People clearly buy games on Xbox. But we have not heard about individual sales numbers literally for anything on Xbox. Like, to me, I've got to have at least some shred of evidence, you know, that there's sales going down. Like, I know Phil Spencer says, okay, we sold this many games or this and that, and like, or I don't think he even talks about game sales sometimes. He just says revenue, we've sold more. But like, he doesn't give us any numbers. We don't have anything. And, you know, Sony used to give us numbers. Now Sony's moving away from, Sony doesn't even give us any, we didn't get any updates for anything. But we know based off of like MPD, and we know based off of like just certain charts and numbers that PlayStation has a higher share ratio of a lot of the big games that come out, because the install base is bigger and because they have no Game Pass, right? So of course they're buying games because there is no Game Pass. They have their PS Plus, but that's different. It's older games, it's different type of things. You know, it's not the newest games that are, it's not like freaking, if The Last of Us Part 3 came out, okay, that's on their PS Plus premium service right away, right? Or like God of War Ragnarok, not right away. It's always a little bit later. So that's the thing. Third-party developers need somewhere that they can rely upon with a solid install base that they can go forward with. And I think that's the reason why that it could become a primary partner. Plus, improved specs, obviously, Nintendo with the Switch over that. So, I'm sorry, but what's so freaking special about Diminishing Machina? I tried the demo, hella boring. That's because you probably don't like mech games, Super Christian World. So if you like mech games, then you'll probably like it more. Okay, I read it. Why are you typing in all caps? Okay, I read an article on my Google feed said base system $399 and bundle for $339. BS. Yeah, that's BS. The prices are already set for the Switch 2. The Switch 2 is, it's $450 for the base, and it's $450 or it's $500 for the bundle. So no, I don't really care about the macho mechanics of games. A game could look but play bad. I care more about the fun strategy and frame rates. That's it. That's why I always play Nintendo. Yeah, I mean, to a degree with some of the frame rate stuff. So yeah. If no one is buying an Xbox, then doesn't matter if they raise the price. I guess not, right? If no one's buying it, then it doesn't matter if they raise the price. Nobody's buying it, right? So yeah. AAA costs are getting out of hand, so I feel like certain publishers will hesitate to be massive graphical boosts. That's what I'm saying. And I think that we haven't even really taken advantage of, what's up, Jonathan Sullivan? Shoutouts, man. We haven't really even taken advantage of the current systems, and now we already have a PS5 Pro. We have not hit the limit on the current systems. People are saying, oh, well, the next system that comes out, they're going to sit there and they're going to leave behind the Switch. Why? Or Switch 2. Why? It's going to be selling good. It's still going to be a very capable system overall. Why would you leave that behind and leave off sales when Microsoft, once again, we don't know how well their next system is going to sell, and Game Pass cuts into sales. We know that. So really, all you're going to be selling on is PlayStation and PC. Like, you got to have another place to put your games. Like, there's got to be more than that. So I think Switch 2 can become a primary partner. I think they did just enough, like with the specs and stuff. But we'll see, you know. Hey, what's up, Anthony Smith? Welcome. Do you need to play previous entries for Daemon X Machina? I don't think you do, since it's called Titanic Scion and not Daemon X Machina 2. But we'll see once the game actually gets more coverage and they talk about the story. But I don't think so. Smaller companies are also realizing that staying on a single platform diminishing their software sales. Yeah. A lot of companies know that you have to have multi-platform development, you know? J2 Blue with the $5 Ninja Peach.
I'm not sure if you noticed, but regarding the Scarlet Violet update, I noticed it says improved for smoother movement instead of saying optimized for smoother movement on Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah.
Interesting thinking face.
No, you're you're overanalyzing. You're overanalyzing for no reason. They improved the frame rate. That's all. The frame rate is improved on Switch 2. So you're overanalyzing. You're overanalyzing it. The frame rate's improved. You know, that's it. There's no weird type of thing that they're trying to sneak in there. It's just, the frame rate's improved. We'll see if it's 60 or if it's 30 though. We'll see if it's 60 or it's 30. But they either locked it down to 30 or they bumped it up to 60. Those are the two options, pretty much. They also added more Pokemon per areas. It seems like, yeah, they potentially added more Pokemon per an area, or more Pokemon can be rendered per an area. So I'm guessing if they did that, then they had more than enough headroom to get it to 60 frames per second. Especially if it's at 4K. I don't know if it is, but if it's at that, then yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't be 60 frames, or they go with the 1080p 60. But we'll see. We will see. Hogwarts is on sale each shop for $20, so upgrade 10. Yeah, we know that as well. Yes, it's on sale for $17, so you can upgrade it for 10, so it becomes $27, almost 28. But it's all good. Yes, so that is correct. My view, that is correct. Are we getting the Matrix on Switch 2? Because they kept using that game to show off ray tracing. The Matrix? I don't know. I don't think that's coming. No. That's not a real game. The Matrix, that Matrix demo, it's not an actual real game. So yeah. But I think you were just joking around. AAA job. I know we were getting diminishing returns in terms of visuals. I mean, yeah, it's like yes and no diminishing returns on terms of visuals. It's like a yes and a no thing with that. So I don't think they're going to be as big of a jump as it was with PS5 and Xbox, leaving behind the Switch 1. Especially with DLSS, I think we'll take the Switch 2 far. Yeah, I think that once again, it's the law of diminishing returns. Like, so what Jumpmon is saying, like, I don't know if you guys know about this, but there's an actual law that's factual with diminishing returns, that the more you increase something, the lesser it is to actually see the change differences in that. So like, even like with polygons, right? You take a polygon, if you have 2 polygons, or you have to add 1 polygon, then add 2 polygons. Wow, that's a difference. Then you have 2 polygons, then you add 3. Wow, that's a difference. And then you go from 3 to 6. Wow, that's a difference. And then 6 to 10. Wow, that's a difference. But then at some point, it's like, okay, there's so many to where the differences start getting less and less noticeable at some point. And that's how the gaming industry has went. The generations felt like bigger jumps back then, because once again, we're having, you know, less polygons to more. And now the law of diminishing returns is starting to kick in a bit with graphics.
Not sure about this, but are all Switch 1 physical, digital games backward compatible, just not with upgraded visuals or frames?
Are all Switch 1 digital and physical compatible? No, not every single game is. There's like a list of like 100 and something games, like a lot of weird games and games that nobody plays and stuff like that, that are not compatible right now, but they're still working on getting all of those compatible. But there is a list of like about 100 something out of like the Switch has, like, how many games does Switch has? Switch has like thousands of games, but there is a small list of games that are not compatible yet. And will they get frame rate bumps or updates, Benz? Some games just might run better because of the horsepower. So yes, some games will just run better without any update, but some games just might not. It just really depends. You know, it really depends on that. But yeah, if it's an uncapped frame rate, chances are that it's just gonna muscle it to run at 60, or even if it's you know, a frame rate that doesn't hit 30, or if it's like, you know, if it's not as good, it might smooth out at 30 as well. It could. So we have to wait and see, though. We have to test all that. We have to test it. There's no definitive proof right now at this point. So yeah. Graphics definitely matter. Absolutely, graphics matter. But once again, the law of diminishing returns says, like, the more that you add, okay, yeah, that's great, but it becomes less and less noticeable to more and more people. That's all the law of diminishing returns says. So, and I'll get that dono in just a bit. Shout outs to Kevin. Thank you for the $1 dono. So let me give you guys a visual so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Graphics definitely matter, though. You're right about that. Maybe some of you guys have not seen the law of diminishing returns, like what it actually means. But, oh, where's that one? Here we go. This is the one that I was looking for. So this is what it is, and like I said, this is factual. This is not like my opinion. So this is 60 triangles. This is 600 triangles. This is 6,000 triangles. This is 60,000 triangles. You see, as you get higher and higher, what you notice is different. Now, don't get me wrong. You can notice this, but that's not as big of a jump from here to here. You guys see that? This jump to this jump is way more triangles, right? It's like, what, 10 times more triangles? 10 times more triangles, but they actually look closer to each other than this and this because of the less triangles. Even though the jump is only 10, right? It's 10 times more from 60 to that to 600, but the jump looks bigger, and that's a bigger difference compared to this versus this. Yes, there's a difference. You can see that there's a difference, but the difference is not as noticeable and as big, or even from here to here. Far more noticeable from 600 to 6,000 compared to 6,000 to 60,000. So that's what I meant by the law of diminishing returns, guys. Don't get me wrong. This is still a notice. Like, you can say, oh, switch to PS5. This is the difference. Yes, there is a difference, but it's not as bad as, like, or it's not as nowhere near as noticeable as from 60 to 6,000 or from 600 to even 6,000. Nowhere near as noticeable, but from 6,000 to 60,000, not as noticeable. So diminishing returns 15 years ago, doubling the amount of triangles resulted in much better mesh. Now multiplying by the amount by 10 hardly does. So that's what they're saying when it comes down to it. That's what the law of diminishing returns is. And that's, like I said, that's factual. That's not like my opinion. So I'll play JoJo. I think I need to play some more JoJo's anyway. Let's play it again. Let's play that again. JoJo Friday, let's go! Appreciate that, guys. JoJo boys. We'll look at the face. I looked at the face once again, but it's the point was that, yes, it's better. I looked at that. I know you're just joking around, but what I'm saying is that obviously there was a clear, bigger difference between 60 to 6,000 than 600 than 6,000 to 60,000, despite there being significantly more triangles. There was a way bigger difference in what you perceived or what you saw. So the law of diminishing returns is hitting people at every point. Now, it is going to be subjective, right? There might be some people that say, no, that 60,000 looks significantly better, even better than the difference between 60 and 600. It's not correct, but that's fine. That's their opinion. So there's going to be people that say, no, it's way better, right? It's way more. And that's fine, right? Every game does not look like GTA 6 at this point, right? Every game looks nowhere near as good as GTA 6. There's not a single game on the market that looks as good as GTA 6. But the problem with that is that developers do not have the time and money to make GTA 6. So yes, the potential for graphics is GTA 6. That is the probably the highest with modern consoles right now. GTA 6 is that. But who has the time and money to make GTA 6? Obviously nobody but Rockstar. Rockstar is the only developer. Maybe Star Citizen. Maybe they had $1 billion and $1 billion years to make Star, but that's an evolving game. That's not a single release. So most developers are not going to even max out what we currently have. So what I see happening in the future is I see them saying, hey, look, this is good enough, especially Japanese developers. We're going to make games for this. We're going to make money off of this because they made money off of Switch 1, and this is significantly better. So yeah. And yes, obviously frame rates don't apply to triangles that you see. Every time you play JoJo Friday, I stop everything I'm doing to take a pose at the end. It's weird, right? Yeah, that's definitely weird. Well, no, it's not weird, but it's JoJo Friday. I will allow it. I was wondering why nobody make game based on anime and the Geier, because anime the Guyver? Because that would be cool. Can I get any music from Final Fantasy X too? Final Fantasy X 2, yes, you can get music from that. And Cyber Torch with the JOJO.
I'm just at the point now where I want the games to be stable and have engaging content. Claire Obscure is a good example of something recent. I think it looks good and is an amazing game all around.
Yeah, Claire Obscure is a great example of that. The graphics look good, but are the graphics like the best? Absolutely not. There's some areas that are just like, oh, like they do a good job like with the facial features. They do a good job, but like the environments and like clearly there's games that look better than that game, right? But it's a smaller team. It's an indie team. Like it's not the biggest team out there. So yes, it looks good. It looks good though. But clearly Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is a perfect example of a game that looks just good enough, of a game that sounds great, it plays great, it's stable, like it runs good. Like that's what you need, man. Like that's the type of stuff, right? So yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll get some Club Obscure Expedition 33 music as well for you, Mr. Cyber Taurus. Thank you guys so much for the support today. JoJo Friday's been nuts. Nuts, I tell you, nuts. It's been crazy. All right. Final Fantasy. We're going to play a remix of Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 10 2 remix thing. We're going to play remix because Final Fantasy music is copyrighted. A lot of the Square Enix music is copyrighted. Like almost all of it is becoming copyrighted. So we're going to play a lightwave remix of the music from FF7. Or sorry, FF10-2. Let's see. Shout out to Cyber Taurus. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Big love. Thank you for the JoJo Fridays. Let's go. We out here. I'd love to see Claire Obscure win Game of the Year. We'll see what else comes out this year. There's still more games. But yeah, it's looking pretty good for Claire Obscure, to be honest. The GTA 6 graphics do absolutely nothing for me. Not gonna play. Hey, look, I get it. GTA is not everybody's type of game. I'm not a big GTA guy either. I know Red Dead Redemption 2 on hand. I thought San Diego primarily worked on it. I know they had Red Dead Redemption 2. What do you talk about, Rob? Red Dead Redemption 2, it is rumored for Switch 2, Xbox Series, and PlayStation 5 getting updates as well. So, looks like Take-Two, they're putting their money where their mouth is. It looks like GTA 4, it looks like if Red Dead Redemption 2 comes over to the Switch 2, that's how I would say, okay, like, there might be a good chance for GTA 6. If they took the time to actually make Red Dead Redemption 2 for the Switch 2, there could be a chance at some point. Not saying that it'd be a launch, like it launch day and date, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is a massive, graphically intense game. It's still it still looks better than PS5 and Xbox. Like, you take the game on PS4, that looks better than the majority of games on PS5 and Xbox Series. It looks better than a lot of them because it's Rockstar's crazy development of like a bazillion years to make a game. So they have certain talents and they have certain ways to make games. But yeah, if they make, and if it looks good in it and it runs good, which I think it should, it's a PS4 game. Yeah, that's gonna be nuts. Let's see if Red Dead Redemption 2 comes to Switch. I'm fine with it running at 30. I played it so much on my PS5, I pretty much got used to it. Yeah, it's 30 frames on everything that it's on, except for like PC. I think on PC it's 60. But yeah, they need an update for it. And you know what the funniest thing is? With Red Dead Redemption 1, originally that was 30 frames on PS4 and it was 30 frames on Switch. And then they updated it to 60 frames on PS4 after a little bit of time. But if you play the Red Dead Redemption on backwards compatible on Xbox Series X, you get 60 frames if I'm not correct. So, yeah. Let's see here. But yeah. So honestly, anything higher than 4K 120 frames per second is pointless. When consoles reach that, obviously only original ways to play games will have the advantage. Yeah, I think at some point we'll get to like, I think probably next gen we'll get to where every game is like, next gen for Microsoft and Sony at least, every game is like 4K 60 or close to 4K, or 4K 120 or close to 4K 60, unless they want to really push the graphics, then maybe they'll do like a 1440p, or whatever. But I would say the majority of games will probably be like 120 to 60 frames, So yeah. Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC, uncapped frame rate, 120 frames per second plus. Yes, if you have the PC that can run it, then obviously you can get some great frame rate out of that. So yeah. Absolutely. What free games on Switch 2 do you think will look really nice, like Overwatch? Well, like Overwatch? I don't know if anything will look like Overwatch. I haven't played Overwatch on Switch 1. Or Switch. I played Overwatch, so I know the look of it, but that's like a cartoon look, so I mean, your question's weird. But I mean, Super Mario Odyssey, I mean, if I had to pick a game like a cartoon art style, Super Mario Odyssey already looks really good. When they get the update on that, that could look even better, or even like Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, that could look really good as well. But yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Steam Deck struggles with Red Dead Redemption 2 and doesn't work online, constantly crashes. How's it running on Steam Deck with Red Dead Redemption 2? Shout outs to Ben's 10, longtime Elite Ninja. Thanks for coming out tonight, man. I appreciate you. So yeah. I got Switch 2 bundle, Pro Controller, and Cyberpunk pre-ordered. Let's go. Yeah, that's what I got. Well, no, I don't got Cyberpunk pre-ordered. But I got to see where I'm going to get certain games. Like, I don't know if I'm going to pre-order Cyberpunk. I think I'm just going to buy it on day one. But yeah, Hype Monkey. 30 frames would be fine for Red Dead. I mean, obviously, it'd be better at 60, you know, if they can get it there. Or at least maybe even 40 VRR, handheld mode at least, right? So that would be good if they could get it to that. But yeah, I'd be... either way, I'm interested in checking out just like to see if it actually does come over to Switch. I'm interested in checking it out just to see how it does, you know? So, yeah. Runs around 800p, 30 frames per second at medium settings. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Are there dips? Marvel Rivals will die before the port. Okay, I'm reading nothing. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 runs at 30 frames. Is one of very few games that I don't care is that it's at 30. The game has such sluggish and bad controls, even at 60. Like, I don't... it feels smoother, but it still wouldn't feel great in terms of the controls. Because the controls are just... it's too, like... you feel like you're in, like mud when you play that game. But I get it. They're going for that. That's what they're going for. I just tried playing it on uninstalled Red Dead Redemption 2, and I did because it was really disappointing on there. Uninstalled it, said, I'm out. I'm out, man. I'm out of this. Get me out of here. So yeah. Even at 165 frames per second, the controls feel terrible. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, even at the better frame rate, the controls still just not feel great. So, OJ, new Zelda game. What direction do you think it's going to be? Maybe like Twilight Princess-ish or something like that. Check out my video. I did make a whole video talking about what's next for Zelda. How I think it's going to be very different from what we've got before. So check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. I think it's pretty cool. It's a cool video. I did it last, when was it? May 12th. So that was that this week or was that last week? May 12th. That was Monday. Yeah, I did it Monday. So yeah, check out that video if you haven't seen it. I'm going to link it for you guys. What's next for The Legend of Zelda on Switch 2? So, yeah. I talk a lot about it. Hit the notification bell to get my videos as soon as they drop. Let's see here. What frames do you think Fortnite will run at on Switch 2? It's kind of an intensive game to run, especially on OG Switch. Well, yeah, the Switch 2 is much more powerful. So, I'm not sure what it runs at on PS4, but probably take that and make it better. So, there's been some rumors that it runs at, you know, there's two modes. That it can run at 4K 60, or it can run at, like, 1080p 120. So, we don't know yet until we actually get the game, though. But, yeah, the rumors from some Fortnite people are 4K 60, 1080p 120, but I don't know if that's correct. So that could be wrong. Sorry for the spam from Streamlabs. Sorry about that, guys. FF7 Rebirth 30 or 60, I could care less about the res. I think when they showed it at Nintendo's event, they showed 30 frames and they showed 60 frames. They showed the cutscene where Cloud is like, come on, let's go. Like where he does that to Barrett does that to Cloud. And Cloud jumps off, and that was in 60. You can tell that just like in the creator event, unless they use different footage, which I don't think that they are. I think Nintendo requires the developers, if they show it on like use the Switch footage if you can. But then the gameplay seemed like it was running at 30, like some of the gameplay. So there might be a performance mode. There could be a performance mode in the game, or they could do a hybrid where some of the cutscenes run at 60, but I don't think they're going to do that. So we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, if you watch the what's it called, the creator, it's running at 60 in like the cutscene. That cutscene with Barrett when Cloud jumps off the train, that's running at 60. But the gameplay runs at 30. So there could be performance mode. There could be a quality and performance mode. We don't know. Yeah, Nintendo doesn't usually do that when it comes to if a game. When they're showing off a game, not a trailer, because the creator's voice was not a trailer. It's not a trailer. And like if a game is running at 60 frames per second in a video, like a gameplay video, then it usually runs at that. Not a trailer that they just pluck from some other, like whatever. They make it for every single thing. That is a creator voice thing. That's not a trailer. That's a creator's voice where that's probably the Switch version of the game, the Switch 2 version of the game. So when they showed that, what I'm talking about, it's not the trailer that they showed for the Direct. that was the creator voice vision, and that was it wasn't a trailer, that was from the Switch 2 version of the game. So yeah. Either way, let's see. Do you think there's still hiding characters or extra content in Mario Kart World, or am I coping? Hiding characters or extra content for Mario Kart World? No. The characters that they showed are the characters that you're gonna get. The content that they showed, I mean, they didn't show everything. They didn't show Rainbow Road. They didn't show all the retro courses and all that stuff, and they didn't show all of the missions that they have in there. They have so that, yeah, they're not showing everything, but I mean, what they showed is what you're gonna get. What they showed, so you're gonna get everything that they've showed so far, and probably some other things here and there. But yeah, they didn't show everything, so there's definitely content that they did not show off. Like they didn't show all the different type of missions that you can do. Let's see here. Did you see my previous question? No, I didn't see your previous question, Brandon. Okay, now I see it. Let's see here. I'm doing good, Brandon. See, how are you? I don't have much time because I got to go back out. But what's one of your opinion on Switch 2 bricking mechanism? Everyone is pissed online about. Nobody's actually pissed online about, because everybody else actually has. Sony has that in their EULA. So it's a nothing burger. Sony's actually brick systems from people doing crazy stuff before, so nobody's actually pissed. It's just clout chasers and just people looking to get quick, cheap views online without actually reading the other EULA statements from Microsoft or Sony.